We're live. Whoop whoop. There it is. Oh my gosh. Oh, come on. Oh, I got the wire on the chair. What's going on, guys? I don't even have my hat on. Wow. Wow. I'm moving cups and pens and I'm naked. Jeez. So sorry, guys. Apologize. Oh my gosh. I feel like my nipples are out here. Good God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. My wife says, on time, Poppy. Oh, man. Let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. I got the hat here. Don't worry. Don't be alarmed. Fear not. Fear not. I got the hat. What's going on, guys? We are back. 10 a.m. We're putting out episodes. We're putting out a bunch of content. Shout out to the researcher, the chocolate Tim Pool. No. You know what Tim Pool does? Tim Pool does the Hulk Hogan. You know that? I remember at one point, one of my brothers was doing that for some reason. He was like letting it grow. And then he just kept the hat on. I was like, what are you doing? Get it right. In this house, we use razors. We're a razor family. What are you doing? Why are you letting it grow? Tim Pool does the Hulk Hogan. He does the George Costanza. Like it's 1993 and that's acceptable still. That's not acceptable anymore. Absolutely ridiculous. You got to shave it. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, here, we'll get to the hat in a second, guys. What's going on? Everybody knows buymeacoffee.com/Coach Colin. It is in there right now. In the description. It's always in the description. Yeah, I always pin it for you guys, but just know that it's always in the description. I'll put it in there right now, okay? Because I messed up a little bit. Forgot. Oh, the photos. Do I have the photos ready? I think I do. M. D. Anderson. They're doing some great work. They took Candace's photos. I think I brought it up briefly last week, but I think they have figured out what this particular photo is because it's the most damning one. Let's just keep going here. Let me just make sure to pin this comment for all you people that love the coffee. We will make sure that the coffee is there for you. Okay. Although you are taking away from the potential of me doing things like making polls about Blake Neff and how zesty he is. We could do a percentage poll and we could have, 15%, 40%, 110%. And we could vote on that. Okay. You guys are taking away that ability because I have to put that out there, but just keep that in mind. Let's keep going here. So that is there. And of course, we're on Spotify. Check us out on Spotify. Thank you so much for the reviews. We were at 4.2. Now we're at 4.3 in terms of our rating. We do appreciate that, guys. We're trying to get to 10,000 people following on Spotify. It helps us tremendously. You have no idea. Spotify is the just in case platform. You never know. There's also a clip channel as well on Spotify. If you're ever looking for Coach Colin clips, it's there as well. So we're working on that. We got our channel manager working tirelessly to get things together. And also, I will announce, he just told me today, there may be a compilation being put together. There may be one being put together. He took the initiative to do this himself. You might get a little mama compilation. You just might. Okay. I don't want to jump the gun. He said he's working on it. So, that is coming. Also to just always talk about the most important things. If you missed last week's episode, if you missed that episode that we did on Friday, because we did it in the evening time, I think I went live at like 7. That never happens. If you missed that episode, and you follow me on X and you don't know why I'm posting this, you have to go and check it out. You just had to be there. I couldn't explain it to you right now. But anybody who was there, they know exactly why This is hilarious. They know. And I can't I can't explain it to you. And I'm not even gonna try because I'm gonna start laughing. I'm gonna start crying. I just lotioned my face. I don't. Anyway. Oh my gosh. Anyway, let's jump into the first thing. I think I'll give you a little breakdown quickly. We're gonna talk about Candace. She's talking about Erika. This is something I've made episodes on many times. In fact, my wife is here. Wife, could you please find, you know what? I'll just I'll text it to you. Here, let me just text it to you really quick, honey. Erika Kirk, MK. Okay. MK. Find that episode for me, please. I'm so sorry to do this to you, but I need that episode. And it's somewhere in my videos if you go back like 6 months. Okay. Sorry, wife. Putting the wife to work. Okay. I sent you a message, honey. So we're going to talk a little bit about that right now. Then we're going to jump over to another episode Candace did. We're going to talk a little bit about that, a little breakdown. There's some things that I have to add, some information that I found out about that USA guy. I'm going to leave it as, I'm not going to talk about who gave it to me or anything like that, but there could be a very odd connection that Candace potentially needs to hear about. Then we're going to tackle Vinny from Patrick Bet David. You guys have seen me posting about Vinny. Oh man, how they got to Vinny. How wrong was I about Vinny? Oh goodness, I can't wait. And then we will get into the photos. You know what? I'm actually going to move the photos up. We're going to get into the photos directly after we talk about this, okay? Just directly after. I want to make sure to get into the photos really quick because I think M and D Anderson did some great work. Anyways, let's jump right in. Get these lemur hands off the screen. Goodness sake. Okay. Let's make sure the speed is right. It is. Let's start off with the first clip. Just as Candace talks about this whole what does she call it? Disassociative personality disorder. Let's talk. Yeah. We were all hoodwinked by Vinny. Big time. We'll get into that. It's kind of hilarious. It's sad, but the way that he gets put in line, I mean, someone looked at Vinny and said, "Get back to work, Vinny. Get back to work." I mean, he just fell in line. Quick time. So wrong about Vinny. Anyway, let's jump into this first clip.
Put it in his will. We all knew that was the master plan. Well, Erika's no longer speaking about the Aspen event. I think they'd like very much to move on from the Aspen event because liars lie all the time. And she's now talking about the plan. There was always this plan that nobody was privy to. If you were listening to Charlie's lips and the words coming out of them, it was very clear that women should not become the CEO of any company under any situations, even if their husbands are alive. But apparently there was privately a discussion where he said, but if I get killed, I want you to do it. And she recently went to Illinois to lie through her teeth. I'm going to prove to you she lied through her teeth. It was like some educator summit. And here's what she had to say. The newer story now about her stepping into the 80-hour-a-week position formerly occupied by her husband of the CEO and chairman, as the CEO and chairman of a $250 million organization. She's going to ramble a bit, as people tend to do when they're spinning tails. She's also going to give an evil look for no reason. Take a listen.
I am so grateful that Charlie had me involved in literally as much as possible with Turning Point USA, TPUSA Faith, other programs within the Turning Point USA umbrella. So much so to the point when everything happened, there was a 0% learning curve here. So I didn't walk into the office for the first time being like, wow, what is this place? There's 6 buildings. But before all of this, I used to take the kids to the office pretty much daily, sometimes because like Gigi would have dance class and stuff like that every other day, whatever, but I would bring them in because I wanted them to see Daddy doing his radio show. I wanted them to be able to see running around the offices, having fun and making friends with some of the employees because they would give them gifts. Like it was a family and it still is a family. And that's the way that the organization has always operated. And so when it came to the moments after everything happened, I didn't look at the room and say, Huds, who are you? I didn't. I knew all of them by name. I know a vast majority of our staff by name. I know their families. I know their backgrounds. I know their what programs they're working on.
And we actually cut out the part that I wanted to also show of her saying that her and Charlie had these conversations. I don't know if you can pull it. I'd like the longer clip of her talking about how her and Charlie worked together, and they had the private conversations where she does that like evil look to the side. So try to find that while I'm speaking about even what she's saying, because this part is important too. So two things I'd like to say is the first thing is that obviously she's lying through her teeth. Just from a common sense perspective, she's lying through her teeth because, and we didn't show you this part, but we will. She's going to talk about how her and Charlie always spoke about it. She talks about the plan. She says there's no daylight between us. Okay. And like I said, we'll show you this clip. You had private discussions. There was no daylight between you. He was telling you everything that was happening every single day, and you knew how every department was operating as an quote unquote emergency plan. She's lying. Okay. I said she's lying so badly, it should frustrate you that she's even attempting it, because it's almost an historically asinine lie. I actually turned to my producer and I said, she has to actually be the first woman in the entire world, in the history of the world, since Sumerian civilization, that has taken over her husband's corporate position as CEO and chairman after he died. I said, I would actually just bet that off the top, because that's common sense. This doesn't happen ever, like literally ever. So we asked ChatGPT, where are the women that do this? This is so normal, and we're all crazy for realizing that this is not normal at all. And here is what ChatGPT came up with, okay?
All right, I'm going to run to the next clip, but I just wanted to let that play a little longer because so petty to make a list. I love that. I'm not going to play it again because I know you guys have probably seen it, but just so petty to be like, we went to ChatGPT to figure out who's done this and who hasn't before. And then on top of that, the list ends up having Erika Kirk on it. Why? Because I mean, just look into Sam Altman and his connection to the administration. So it makes sense that Erika is on there. Someone said I need to go to Turkey, bro. Never. You think I'm going to come back with female? You think I'm going to come back with hair like Candace has on her head right now? Are you crazy? You think I'm going to come back female? The most female thing you can do is have hair. That's what I'm going to tell my son. I'm going to tell my son that all the time. That's the girliest thing you could do. This is more girly than wearing a dress. At least you could take the dress off. The hair. What are you doing, son? Oh, I'm going to tell him that all the time. But going back to what Candace was talking about. So she talks about that little part. Erika giving that answer, completely talking about there being this plan. Sitting with Andrew and Blake, I don't have this clip, but sitting with Andrew and Blake when Charlie first passed away and she was on the podcast for the first time, talking about the fact that she has all this information. Charlie had plans up until I think it was 2028 at first. Then I think it shifted to 2030. Then it said he had like a decade. It just kept on going. And she's sitting there, hair very messed up. I mean, I'm going to get into my theory. Listen, I'll just be honest. My theory is MK. That's my theory. Okay. When we see how she's lying, how obvious it is, how there's no tears. Now, again, I do have to stress that it doesn't let somebody off the hook, this theory. But this is a theory I've had for months. Like my wife just sent me that video. I made this video 5 months ago. I was talking about this. 5 months. I was really looking at it because you can't, like, I know Elizabeth Lane, Candace, so many people have been like, oh, just psycho, just absolutely psycho, sociopath type stuff, mimicking behavior and editing herself based on what people say. Well, it's like, is she editing herself based on what people say, or is someone editing her based on what people say? It's really hard to tell. Really, really hard to tell. Because it's so blatant. It doesn't make complete sense. I want to go over the whole video that my wife and I made. Honey, if you could find the MK episode that we did It's going way back. This is like years ago. That MK episode we did where we broke down the whole thing. It says something about mind control in the title. I might find a clip from there. But what they do, what my wife found out, what they do, how they split people, because that's what they do. They split their personalities, right? They actually make it so there is one personality here and another there, and there's one in the background. And you switch based on that. And how they do it, I'm sure some of you already heard this, how they did it way back in the day when the program first started was a lot of, you ever seen the movie Clockwork Orange? Like a lot of like, they're breaking you down. They really break you down. Like me and my wife even found a recording where there was somebody, I think it was a recording or I think she read it off to me, but they're talking about people thinking that the administrators of the program were their parents. Like that's how far they get broken down to where they don't even know their parents or anything. So they think the doctor that's been working on them is their dad or their mom. Like it goes crazy. But let's play the next clip here of the oddly blatant lie. Let's jump in here.
That Erika is saying that she already knew everybody. And you don't have to take it from past employees or future employees or current employees because Erika herself admitted this. She forgot. She has bad memory. That's why you shouldn't lie unless you have a great memory. You shouldn't lie at all. But if you're going to lie, you should have a really good memory. She herself admitted after the Super Bowl, she jumped on the call to thank everybody and to say that she was looking forward to learning their names because now the kids are at the office and the kids come home with stories and the kids now know the names of the employees. And she said she was looking forward to spending time and learning the names of all the employees. Take a listen.
I'm going to be doing something kind of like a lunch with your
Do you have a longer
department
clip I sent you?
style thing because it is on my heart so badly. I would love to sit down with each and every one of you individually. I want to know your name, your face, like be able to pray for you guys and really just know you. And so since I can't do individually just yet, because that would be a long day and time and month and year to do that, I'm going to be conjoining it through departments so we can make them very small and intimate, maybe 3 people at a time, and have lunch with you guys just to hear your heart and hear your stories about Charlie. To be honest with you, that would be amazing. And your memories with him.
Erika just said she didn't know the employees. It would take her months. She literally says, I want to know your names. I want to know what you're working on. She's on that stage saying the exact opposite. She's a liar. She lies all the time. And we just have to just take it. We just have to take it. She just gaslights and they keep going. And anyways, he's queued it up now to the point that I was talking about earlier, where she even suggests that this was like some conversation Charlie and her were having privately. And he just could not memorialize this in a will. He was so brilliant, but this one thing he never memorialized in a will. And you would think he would, given it went against everything he ever stated publicly about women in the workforce. But here it is.
And we just like anyone else. I mean, we had a emergency plan, which obviously we never thought would have to be executed on, but it's one of those things where we obviously have had the conversation of, God forbid, if something happens to you or myself, what's the plan? We were not foreign to death threats or.
If anything happens to you, Erika, I'm going to take over Turning Point. If anything happens to me, you take over Turning Point. Okay. That's not to make fun. But hey, what are you talking about? What do you mean? What do you mean? And this is the thing. This is a big thing. A lot of stuff doesn't make sense. Like you notice how it just doesn't make sense. But it seems like it makes perfect sense to her. As much as everybody feels like she's like this incredible actor, she does seem like it's very hard to just very much with a straight face or with a tearful face where there's no tears. Just say the things that she's saying. It's very difficult. I'm telling you, this is what I lean towards this theory. Like Jesse leans towards Charlie being alive. It's always in the back of my head. Every time I see her do anything, I'm like, what's going on? The eyes, like everything. It's just the weirdest type of stuff. Anyway, I'm going to play a little bit more of this. Actually, you know what? I want to jump over this. So she's basically lying there, obviously. But then she also says this in another clip. It's from the same thing here, but the way she talks about Charlie being gone is just out of control. Is this from Allie? It is from Allie. Here, I'll show the thing from Allie. Somebody else reposted Allie's thing. Allie Top Files, ladies and gentlemen. Always coming with the clips. Always coming with the clips. Here, let me just see here, right here.
I want them to just have prayers for their heart, because I don't know how it'll manifest in them when they get older.
She's talking about her kids.
I do know that they will be walking with the Lord, and I do know that it's the little moments, like a father-daughter dance, or like my daughter not being able to have her father walk her down the aisle. Those little moments that I just pray for. Or like Charlie teaching my son how to throw a football. It's like little things like that. But just their hearts would be in a hedge of protection.
And then the wipe. But there's nothing there. It's so weird. Maybe she is crazy. I don't know. I go back and forth. Because would they program that into you? Make sure to wipe your eye when there's no tears there. Laugh a little bit as you're talking about that thing. Talk very emotionlessness like, and then jump into tears just right away. It's very weird. I got a clip from Britney Spears too that kind of reminds me of this type of stuff here.
But just their hearts would be in a hedge of protection around us and around the organization, because the enemy would love nothing more than to have destroyed what Charlie built with that one bullet, and it's not going to happen. It's just not. I refuse to let it happen.
Very weird stuff. We're going to jump back over to Candace, because this is where she gets deeper into the whole disassociation thing going on. Because I guess that's what it is. As I'm describing that little clip that I just showed you, I guess there is a weird disassociation thing happening. But I know that happens in that program. That is what they do. They split you apart. Somebody even wrote here, what is this, Baron Wolf? Is this, or Barine Wolf? But they're saying that they use these satanic type rituals, other techniques to create splits in someone's persona. They then can create separate personalities that are programmed to carry out jobs. Exactly. And that is how they do it now, right? I've talked about this before. Again, there's other episodes where I've talked about this, but it used to be something way more brutal, I'll say, way more brutal, especially with what my wife discovered. I asked her to try and find some little points inside the episode that we did. I know watching videos is not your thing, honey. Go to the transcript if you have to. But and when I say important points, just something about the creation of the program, the breaking down of people that was done. But it used to be way more brutal. Now is what this person just said. That's how they do it now. And the reason that they started doing that, I shouldn't say now, or I'll say after. Once the Ultra program broke up, splintered off, they started doing what you're saying with often. So there was Ultra, and then there was often. And often is where they would do that type of stuff, because when they started doing often, they were working with a witch. So the first program was a straight up scientist who was a little demented, and he was like, hey, check out this program. And the way that he brought it to the American gov, the way that he brought it, he said, this is what Russia's doing. That's what he did. Russia wasn't doing it. Maybe he had no knowledge of Russia doing it, but he was just like, hey, check out this thing that Russia's doing, and this is the advantage that it's giving them. Would you like to do this too? And they were like, okay, Russia's doing it. Russia was not doing it. Maybe they started after when they saw America doing it, and they saw Canada and Australia doing it, because those three places were actually actively working together in this whole thing. Canada had Montreal. Australia had something called Project Matchbox, if you look into that. So those three places were doing it. Maybe Russia started after that, because they were like, blah, wow, look at these. So they started with Project Often, and Project Often, they were working with a woman who was a witch. And I'm not just saying that. She was a Wicca practitioner. She was very deep into the occult. She understood the occult and getting into trans-like states very well. And they started trying to figure out how they could use what she knew in their new program to make it less invasive, I guess. They wanted the people to seem like normal people. They didn't want them to seem like they went insane, because that's what it seemed like when with their first version of it. It seemed like the people just went nuts. And sometimes they would just break him down and they'd be like, oh, we can't do anything with this guy. Like, should put him in a soft room because that guy's done. The eggs fried and flipped and we're done there. Let's put that guy away. That's what they would do. So they wanted it to be something that was a little more gentle. And the way that they did that was through systematic belief manipulation. And that, AKA, would be religion. That's how you would get someone to do that. So you would have someone, and does this sound familiar? You'd have someone who seems like a pastor and has a different agenda than just showing you about God, and would take your belief system and tie it to the agenda that they had. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound like anybody? Does that sound like a Tom, Dick, or McCoy? You know what I mean? Does that sound like anybody that you know? Does that sound a little turkey, right? Does that sound a little turkey, you know? So that's what they were doing for the longest time, and they're still doing it. And I think that's what happened with Erika. I think that's what the retooling prayer is. It was done to Erika. I believe that they said it would. He attempted to do it to Charlie, or wanted to do it to Charlie, or did do it to Charlie. That's what that is. That is Victor Marx is a perfect example of a systematic belief manipulation. Perfect example, because he's coming in, used to say he was a pastor, like Candace pointed out, would tell people he's a pastor. This is crazy. It's so crazy to think that it's real and it's actually happening. It's so crazy to think about. Used to say he was a pastor, would do these retooling prayers on people, would talk about demons arising, would talk about angels tearing them apart, and then would be like, okay, now you got to do this with me again sometime. It's because he was manipulating someone's systematic belief. That's why he took away the term pastor, because he was like, I don't know if I can keep getting away with this. I should probably stop now. Someone else said Manchurian Candidate. That is what it looks like at the end of it all. Definitely. Let me jump over here as Candace gets deeper into it. Sorry for that little detour, but I just got to break down. Someone said, hold on. Someone said Coach's bald head is fake. He's got a ball cap on. You know what? You know something? I like that. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. Question everything. Don't just let me come out here with no hair talking about maybe I'm working with people and they're like, one thing we need to do is get people to cut off their hair. Maybe they got me, you know? Maybe Big Bald got me. And they're like, listen, put on a bald cap and get these people systematic belief manipulation. You see what I mean? Maybe that's what's happening. You got to question it. Is it? Look, I mean, it moves. Look at this. It moves around a lot. I mean, does that look real to you? Right? That moves around quite a bit. That's a little more. Look at that. You see what I mean? That moves around a lot. That could be fake. That could 100% be fake. Question everything, guys. Question everything. That picture that I showed you guys when I had blonde hair, that's my real hair. That's why it's blonde. Perhaps I'm actually Philadelphian. Maybe I'm from that part of the world. You don't know. How do I do those accents so well? Oh my gosh. Shh. Anyway, make sure to shave. Maybe I work for Gillette. Maybe Big Gillette got me. This is all part of a Gillette campaign. They're trying to appeal to a broader people. How do we get people with full heads of hair to use our product, you know? Anyway, let's keep going here.
She had an entirely different signature. This is the signature, and I'm going to tell you why this is actually important. Totally different signature, the way she signs Erika. I mean, this is like a totally different person. It is not subtle. People do not change their signatures. You know that. I know that. Least of all, when you're 24 years old, you learn cursive, you learn to sign your name, you practice signing your name, and you just do it without thinking for the rest of your life. Okay. You can change your last name. You adopt it to how you're already signing your signature when you get married. You don't change your signature no more than you change your fingerprints. Okay. It is a piece of your identity, so to speak. So I looked this up, and lo and behold, There have been entire psychological expeditions into exactly the profile and disorder that people have that do this. This is a real thing. And it so clearly, when they identified this disorder, it explains to me exactly what we are experiencing with Erika. It is dissociative personality disorder. We'll scroll through that in a bit. Now, I'm not saying this to be funny or mean. Virtually every descriptive trait of somebody who has dissociative personality disorder matches the experience I am having watching Erika. Okay. Floating between different identities. Seems to be suffering from like an amnesia. I don't think she knows she's lying. It's like she doesn't remember what she says a couple of months ago. In January, she's telling employees via a conference call, she can't wait to meet them. She can't wait to learn their names. She can't wait to see what they're working on. She wants to know their hearts. Fast forward to June. She's now angry on stage telling donors that the plan was always this. She already was at the office every day. Everybody knew she knew everybody's names. She knew every department and exactly what they were working on. She just showed up and just pressed play. Okay. That is not lying. That is a total and complete disassociation from someone that you were previously. And that is what I think so deeply disturbed me when I remembered that conversation that I had with Tucker in Maine, that Erika was radically anti-Israel, that she hated the pastors around Charlie. She was pushing Charlie in this direction. She has now completely dissociated from that previous person. She's now radically pro-Israel. Says it's like brain rot not to be. She's dropping books about Shabbat Shalom. Immediately after Charlie dies, she welcomes Ben Shapiro to open AmFest. That is dissociative. Okay. So, and when you pull this up genuinely, because it used to be called split personality disorder, they changed it.
You see what I mean? Like, I get, maybe this is how I felt about her in the microphone theory at first, because there was a time where she was touching on this stuff in terms of the microphone theory, but she wasn't all out just saying it. She was coming at it from she's like, maybe, and this, and I don't think there was a shot, and, you know, don't think Tyler Robinson did it. And I think to myself, perhaps that's what she's doing now. So she sees that she can bring this part up, but she can't exactly dive into the MK thing. But also she has dived into it before. So I don't understand why she doesn't see it now, because she was the one that brought up the guy who was saying to Kanye West, I'll put you in La La Land if you don't like obey what I want you to do. She was the one that showed that guy. She brought that guy to a mainstream audience, right? Before, only a few of us knew about that guy. Then everybody started knowing about that guy. Now that guy's not really in hiding, but he doesn't pop up anymore, and he ain't sending messages to Ye anymore. That's for sure. But yeah, everything points towards the Mortal Kombat Ultra. Everything points towards that. Everything. As she talks about this weird dissociation, exactly what she just said about, you know, being anti, if that's true. Tucker hasn't denied it. Tucker got asked about it. He could have straight up denied it and said that's not true, but he didn't. When he was sitting with Jack Neal, I believe his name is, he didn't say anything. So to me, and he kind of verified it. He said, listen, I did not think she was a neocon in disguise at all. That's what he said. So just, I don't know, man, that's the type of stuff that they would do. They would be one way, and then they would switch, and then they would switch again, and then they would switch again. And it would be so blatant that you would go, this person's nuts to just switch and switch and switch. They have to be nuts to do something like this. Let me show you this this Britney clip really quick. Let me show you two clips. Actually, you know what? I think this clip, let me go here. This clip and this clip actually hit the same type of note, if you think about it. Here, check this out. Let me just bring this over here. I'm not pulling a Baron. I know exactly what's going on right now. Okay? I know exactly what's happening. Okay. Here, let me just play this again.
And just really trusting in that. And it's going to take a situation, it's very different at the same time, because now we have social media and all this other crazy stuff out there. But there's no blueprint. So I am just relying so heavily on the Lord to just guide me on how to raise my babies through this, and just really trusting in that. And it's going to take a village, and I want them to just have prayers for their heart, because I don't know how it'll manifest in them when they get older. I do know that they will be walking with the Lord, and I do know that it's the little moments, like a father-daughter dance, or like my daughter not being able to have her father walk her down the aisle. Those
Right. That little part there is very odd to me. And then you guys know she gets into she dabs a tear that's not actually there, and she dabs it again. It doesn't seem like it's there. I just feel like, I know makeup, they have like anti-running type makeups. I understand that. But I mean, it's just never happened. All the time she's gone like this when something's happened. Like, you never even see just a little hint of it. You would think you're crying all this time with makeup on. You would think there's something there. Yeah, just tell me the names of the trolls, and we'll handle them. Don't even worry about it. We're here. I think my wife's here. Who else is here? Luna's here. We'll handle it. Don't even worry about it. Anyway, so that's a little dissociation thing, right? And it kind of reminded me of this. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. This is a younger Miss Spears. Check this out.
You've had a year that would test a lot of people.
It was pretty rough. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Ah, weird. Hello. Oh my goodness. Hello. Ew. Strong Brittany. Yeah, it was a weird. Ew. I'm embarrassed. Can we stop?
Just, I mean, look, and that's the first frame. This is 20 seconds, right? That's the first frame, and then that's the last frame. Wait, and then
You've had a year that would
that's
test
the last,
a lot of.
to the first frame, to the last frame. This weird breaking of people, right? And also, you can see what actual tears look like. Just saying, like, actual tears pop up. It's far different, but it does hint when you watch a lot of what Brittany was going through. Now she's a little different, in a good or bad way. She's on her own now, which is good in a sense, but some people still think she's a little off. But back when they broke her, yeah, exactly. That's why when you look back, or sorry, when you look at her now, you're kind of like, when you look at her now, that is the type of stuff that I was talking about in regards to they cast somebody aside, because that's what they've done with her. They could easily have her make music. They could easily bring her back. They could easily say, hey, why not do this? Or do you want to be a part of this? The singers could rally around her. Like, why haven't they done that? It's because she's not a part of the program anymore. They're like, okay, she's done. She's dancing with knives and stuff. That's it. Throw her into this mansion and leave her there. Whatever. She has a phone. Fine. She's not hot anymore. What, isn't she 50? Pretty sure she's hot for 50. Isn't she like older? She was older than me. Yeah, she has to be near 50. She's pretty good for a 50-year-old. Come on. You're out of your mind. Especially because, people would just watch her off of nostalgia. If she did a concert, if she did a show, what? Who wouldn't watch? So many people would watch. But yeah, it's very odd, the type of stuff that you see. Let me bring this back. The type of stuff you see with Erika to the type of stuff you see with Brittany here is she's only 44. She was only 4 years older than me when I was watching her. What? And sorry for anybody who's 44. That's almost 50. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, there are so many people who are like, that's not close to 50. Oh, yes, it is. Think back in your life how fast 5 years goes by. Sorry. It's just like the weekend. It only lasts a blip. Sorry. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. You're 43, almost 50. Hey, we don't make the rules here, guys. That's just numbers. That's just how numbers work. Someone's 41 today. Happy birthday. Almost 50. It'll happen in a blip. You guys know that. You remember from 19 to 29? How fast did it go by? You're almost 50. Sorry. Oh, so sorry. So sorry. Little detour here. Basically 70. Yeah, you're basically 60. When you're 50, you're basically 60. I mean, come on. But let me jump back over to Candace really quick. Let her finish off that rant here.
Because it makes people think that you're living like 10 identities at once when you say that. That's not what it is. Okay. It explains exactly what we are seeing. It explains what I've gone through. As I went through her childhood and her background, I had sensed that there was like some sort of a childhood trauma that she suffered. And that is what causes this, people to dissociate from their previous self. The Erika that existed during Miss Arizona years doesn't exist anymore. She has chosen a different character. She became someone else while she was with Charlie. And when I spoke to her ex-boyfriends, they said they literally didn't recognize her. Like not one shred of the human being that they dated for years was present in the Erika Kirk that they are now seeing today. That's not normal. That should not be ignored. Okay, pull up this dissociative identity disorder thing, and it talks about, it's formerly known as multiple personality disorder and split personality disorder, where you have two or more separate identities. Dissociate means to separate or disconnect, right? People with dissociative identity disorder may experience several different personalities, usually referred to as alters, and each identity may have different behaviors, memories, thought patterns, or expressions. She speaks entirely differently from how she used to speak. I've never seen this before. That's what makes me so uncomfortable. It talks about how it may control your behavior at different times. Memories may not transfer from one identity to another. It's like it causes a sort of amnesia, gaps in memory. When she gets up there and she says, I never dated anyone before Charlie Kirk, you're like, what are you talking about? You never weren't dating before Charlie Kirk. How can you just completely dissociate from the previous self that you were?
Oh man, I tell you, maybe Charlie was a new program, right? There was a program where she was gonna be on reality TV, or not even just reality TV, the entertainment industry, because I'm sure multiple, I know I've gone through it, but there's a bunch of footage of her doing like the, like Entertainment Tonight, where she's like with somebody like, oh, I'm with this person here. And it was all celebrity types. And she was trying to become one of those people, reality TV, trying to become one of those people. And don't even get me started on reality TV, because I really, really watch reality TV quite a bit. And I think that's what happens with a lot of these people. They seem very odd. It seems very odd that you are put into these situations constantly, these like weird romantic lusty situations, and then if you watch it close enough, they go from show to show to show. They're on like 5 different shows, and you're like, is this your life now? Like, how did this happen? I think there's something going on there. There's something weird going on there. But that was what she was supposed to be. Entertainment to reality TV. That didn't take. Then it became interviewing people in the gov, federal people, heads of agency. And then from there, it became religious, because as soon as she touched on the agency, as you guys know, she has that video where she's sharing airspace and even interviews someone who was a former head of the agency. So as soon as she gets there, then all of a sudden something else happens. And she starts doing things that have to do with EMP. And she's now shifting over Project Often. She shifts over to this Christian place where she's very Christian. And she says she disappeared for 2 years, I think she said. And she said she did nothing but consume the Bible. That's all she was doing, was consuming the Bible. Well, why would she do that? Well, it could be because she was in preparation for Charlie. Now, I don't know, as I say all this, it could have been in preparation for that. The only person that we saw that she had contact with, she could have been talking to a bunch of people. But the one that we know for sure was Victor Marx's wife. That's odd. They do these retooling prayers to whoever they can. Maybe they did that to her. Maybe that retooling prayer is not quite what it seems. Maybe it's something that kind of splits you, because it sounds like you get into a trance-like state depending on who you are and how open to it you are. If you think you're in front of a pastor or pastor's wife and they say, we need to help you in this way, that could be a very deep experience. If you think he's a weirdo and he's nuts, then you'll probably back away from the experience altogether. But Erika didn't seem like she was in that place. Again, maybe, allegedly, maybe, perhaps, but that's what it seems like to me. That's what it's always seemed like to me when it comes to her. What else did I have here? Oh yeah, this too. Here, this is just a quick few seconds, but this is another one that seems very much like this. This Ariana Grande, she seems, oh no. What do you mean? Hold on a second. Let me see here. Let me reset this. Tell me something, guys. Can you hear this? Tell me something. Oh, there's Brittany again, of course. Tell me if you can hear this, guys. No. Oh my gosh. Wait, somebody said yes. Then a bunch of people say no. Okay, well, how come one person can hear and a bunch of other people can't? Someone said no hat. I'm not asking about the hat. Someone said, I'm Ariana Grande's handler, Cynthia. Yeah. Yeah, that's who they split me into. So I'm only Cynthia some days, when I'm on press tours and stuff. Okay, you guys can't hear it now because I have it muted. Let me know if you can hear it now. If not, I'm going to switch it. Damn. That is so crazy. Okay. All right. Well, they're just talking about Ariana Grande in this video and talking about the fact that sometimes you have a person who's around you who's giving you these cues to help switch you and to help you in case that you have a little bit of a malfunction like Brittany was in that video. Let's keep going here. Yeah. So yeah, sound man. Yeah. Someone's playing with the sound here just as I get the Ariana Grande, which is fine. Here. Let's see. Let me see this. Can you guys hear this? Here, let me see this really quick. Let me see here. Wow, what the hell? Okay, let me see what I have to do here. We can't hear the audio when it comes to StreamYard. Please try to troubleshoot what I need to do in order to get it back working for the videos, not my microphone. Here, there you go. Yeah, hold please. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what's going on there. I'm born in the 90s, so I just reset things. That's it. I can't hit this. I'm used to just either you hit it or Nintendo you blow. That's it. I could just say my own voice. Should restart and send us a notification. No, I couldn't do that. That's crazy talk. That's absolutely crazy. Let me see here. What can we do? Oh, I know what to do. I know what to do, guys. Here, let me just here. Let's get this off. Right? We remove this. Stop that. We bring it back. I know what to do. I'm a man, okay? I'm a man. I know what to do. All right? All right, guys? For gosh sakes, I know what to do. I fix things. I know how to fix things. Let me tell you, this. I'm a big smart boy. I am. I'm getting smaller by the day, but still quite big. Okay. Let's see if this works here. No, Coach Colin here. What is going on? Happy Tuesday, everybody. Good morning to all you guys. Don't know what you're doing, but I hope you're having a great time out there. Let's just jump right into what is necessary to speak about. I heard Ian do the doodle-doodle-doodle-loop at the beginning of his video. So, like Barron, I'm going to go into legal proceedings. He owes me $4.20. So, I'm expecting that. Yeah, you guys remember that? I sued Ian. Yep. And I will again if he uses it again, just so you guys know. I did do it. I knew I could anyway. And if I did do it, I'm seeing the craziest things. Someone said, pay your internet bill. Shut up. It's like the water bill. You don't pay it, and then all of a sudden you're just like, I don't understand. What? Wait, hold on a second. Shut up. I paid it, I think. I don't know. Maybe you gotta ask my wife. I actually don't know. You could be right. I'm not gonna lie. You could be right. I don't handle those things. I don't know. I'm hoping we paid. Honey, did we pay the bill? The audio's not working. Honey, did we pay the bill? I don't understand. Never mind, honey. I can hear the baby screaming, and I think I fixed it. Period. Have fun. There. Yeah, I can hear the baby screaming, so I'm not gonna hassle her anymore. Anyway, let's go. Let's see if you guys can hear this.
That was so weird.
You need to understand that certain words, symbols, and hand gestures are used to trigger switches and maintain control over the MK Ultra victim. Mind control used to sound crazy until the documents were declassified. The real question isn't, did they do it? It's, what would stop them now? But what do I know? I'm just a conspiracy theorist.
There you go. Ariana Grande's one. There's a whole bunch, but I mean, it just, I don't know, man. There's a whole lot to it, and like I said, I only showed this video just to show that I made this video months ago, and this was me talking about Erika being placed more than anything. As you guys can see, she's in this movie. She's in this movie where all of a sudden, exactly what happens to Charlie is what's happening in that movie. Harley Paternick, yes, or Patsy Nick.
Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe he had something to do with Fort Huachuca. And then at Price Mitchum, that just gets dark. I mean, that young man or older man got put in a psych 5150 hold. And I mean, I don't know where that direction heads to. Long family of actors. I've got to prod that narrative a bit more. The point is that they told me there's absolutely no way that she's not familiar with Fort Huachuca.
Developed it around a number of questions that we were asking ourselves. Now, these questions range from anything from how can we manipulate someone's senses enough so that they believe a false reality when in reality something else is going on entirely? Or even how can someone like the class geek pirate and steal, say, the varsity quarterback's, knowledge and skill set? Or even more so, how can the knowledge and skill set of a Navy SEAL be copied and, transferred to somebody else? And this concept became possible when we really pushed the boundary on what's called nanotechnology. That's tiny little microscopic machines that carry out their function on an atomic level. Now, with nanotechnology, we were able to create this plausible and believable mind-bending and reality-bending concept that is grounded in developing physics theories out there and developing science. So really, the question you should ask yourself is, what happens in a world where the brain is a hard drive, your eyes become video cameras, and knowledge is not learned so much as it is just programs that are installed onto you?
So in this movie, the person who has that skill set copied to them is actually Erika. She actually, and this is not even towards the movie or anything, but that's who she plays in that movie. They did a large chunk of that, as you guys remember. I'm sure you guys remember, kind of revisiting here as I go through this older video. We start to realize, revisiting, and I lost it. 40 years old, and I lost it. No, she is the one who is having that identity or that skill set copied onto her brain. That same thing that is being copied onto her is exactly what happened to Charlie. She's posing with a rifle in this movie. Now, the one thing that I forgot to get to, 6,000 in the chat. I know black, nunca, nunca, I know black, nunca, nunca, no black, nunca, nunca, I know black, papi. Hello, 6,000 people. Anyway, we get to this part, and this reminded me of what I wanted to talk about. There was one person, I can't remember your name, and I do apologize, but they were telling me, and I'm jumping on the Instagram right now because I would love I would love to be able to shout them out. I love to be able to shout people out. But she was telling me, she's like, you have to look at the movie Eyes Wide Shut. She's like, if you look at that movie and you look at Erika, now she's like, take that movie and think of Tom Cruise's wife as the bad guy. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then I started thinking of the movie. And then I started thinking about what happens in the movie, right? You had this, if you don't know what this person is, or sorry, this movie, I'll break it down like this. Basically, what people don't see in the movie Eyes Wide Shut is they see Tom Cruise and he accesses this secret group in a secret party that he should not be privy to. And that group then starts stalking him because he has seen too much. He's gotten into a room that he shouldn't have been in. Somebody was sacrificed on his behalf. She actually says, hey, take me, don't take him, leave him alone. And then they start following him around, tracking him. And they even go as far as to put the mask that he wore at the party next to his wife while he's sleeping. And that's when he realizes this is very, very real. This is very, very scary. Now, if you take this movie, the same movie, and you start thinking, they just take the kids. Yes, exactly. And a lot of people, it's so funny that this Anthony person says that, because a lot of people don't actually register that in the movie. They think the movie just ends. But at the end of the movie, okay, spoiler alert, hey, movie's been out for decades, okay? Sorry if you haven't seen it before, you should. And listen, this is a movie I could tell you every detail. You should still watch it because it's Stanley Kubrick and he's a master. But at the end of the movie, they have a kid, just one kid. And basically, these men walk up. They're in a toy store. They're looking at stuff. Their kid walks away. These two men are on either side of the kid in the toy store. And the kid just kind of walks away. And then they just start talking. And you're like, where did the kid just go? And who were those men? Well, they took that kid. It's a very, very weird movie. But again, when you look at Nicole Kidman as the bad guy, now Nicole Kidman isn't just the bad guy. And this is where I'll correct that person who gave me this notion, who told me about this. Nicole Kidman isn't just the bad guy. If you watch the movie, Nicole Kidman is exactly like Erika Kirk, or what we all think of when we look at Erika Kirk. There is a scene in the movie where Nicole Kidman has a nightmare. And the reason that this shot reminded me of this so much is because Nicole Kidman has a nightmare. And the nightmare is she is pretty much engaged in activity with this man. This man seems like a high up person in the military. That's what the guy seems like. He's a high up person in the military. Okay. And he has a bunch of these. He has a bunch of these. He's highly decorated. You can see that in the man. You can't tell if it's naval. I'm sure somebody who's more educated will understand that. I can't tell if it's naval or I can't tell what it is, but he's a high-ranking military official. That's what you can see. So she's engaged in this activity with this guy, and she wakes up, and it's like a nightmare. What people don't realize is that in that movie, it's not a nightmare. It's just a memory that she has that she does not remember. Eyes Wide Shut. Somebody asked what movie? Eyes Wide Shut. It's not a nightmare that she has. It's an actual memory that she has that's been repressed because she's split and she doesn't realize it. So she is actually one of these, I don't know, ladies, we'll say in our context, those Eastern European, those Romanian, you know what I mean? She's like Erika in that sense, allegedly, right? We don't know if Erika's actually like this. This is just what we're saying for the episode. This is just the theory. But she's like that. And she doesn't know she's like that. So she has these repressed memories, and then she's just Tom Cruise's wife. But then you also see that she has this odd connection to one of these like very high elite businessmen that's friends with Tom Cruise. And the whole time, Tom Cruise doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't understand the society that he's broken into, but yet the businessman does. And the businessman knows that he's done this. He doesn't understand what's going on with his wife, but his wife does. He doesn't understand anything. He's like Charlie in the movie, where he has accessed something and he doesn't understand how deep it actually goes. You know, he gives the whole password, Fidelio, et cetera, et cetera. He gives that whole password. He has no idea what he's actually done. And Charlie, very similar. He knew that he got into something, but he didn't understand how deep it would actually go. You know, that French man was really the masked man. They deleted it. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of deleted scenes. I can make a whole episode on Eyes Wide Shut itself. There's a whole bunch of that. But Erika is legs wide shut. Well, I mean, I don't know about any of that. We don't know about any of that, but this picture really reminded me of that, because it's almost like she doesn't remember certain parts of her life. That's what it seems like, just like Nicole Kidman in that movie. So Nicole Kidman actually ends up being one of those girls, and they take Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise's kid so she could end up being one of those girls, because in the movie, like I said, someone sacrificed themselves for Tom Cruise. Well, it was like, we had to get rid of one of our girls. Now we need another girl. And they just happen to have a little girl. And Nicole Kidman's actually the same type of thing, and she just doesn't remember it. There's so many layers to it. He was so ahead of his time, Stanley Kubrick. I'm going to go down this rabbit hole more, but I couldn't resist bringing it up. I had to bring it up. My wife said that there's just like a bunch of mind control things in this episode. You know what? I won't actually go into this episode because I'm just not prepared. I'm not going to skim through this entire episode, but this is the episode. It's called Mind Control is Real. It's just me and my wife. This is 3 years ago. Wow. 3 years ago, we made this episode, and we just break down everything. It's a wild episode. Let me see if I can just find one recording. Is there one recording that I could find? Let me see here. Let me just check it out. Reason that they had all this LSD, do anything with it.
That's crazy.
And they bought all of it. And you know, it's like, it's fun. Okay. No, I'm not going to skim through it. It's a good episode though. You should check it out. Anyway, let's move on, guys. We're done here. You know, a little house cleaning. A lot of people are like, hey, why is there a clip on this main channel? Or why is there a part of the live stream? Well, you have to understand, there's about 8,000 of us that come together in the live stream. There's 354,000 people who have subscribed to the channel. And some of them, they don't want to sit with us and do the live thing. They don't want to see your comments. They don't want to hear me veer off. You know what I mean? I don't know what's wrong with them. I don't know. We have a good time. I don't know why they all don't show up, but they enjoy the pre-recorded video. So we bring that to them. So when you see one, it's not for you, it's for them. Okay. Anyway, let's jump into the next thing. M and D Music. Talk to them, coach. I mean, I just got to let them know, you know, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. They don't get it. Let's see here. So this is M talking about D Music. If you don't know M does great work. Hasn't even broke 3,000 followers. Wow. I can't believe it. I actually can't believe it. I think she does such incredible work. But D Music actually came up with the theory. Let me just make sure to shout him out. D Music here. I don't know if you've seen him. I don't think he has a YouTube channel or anything, but he definitely has an X channel. He seems like a music guy because his name is D Anderson Music 1 on X, if you want to check out his stuff. But this is the theory that he came up with. Let me see if I can just find it really quick. Really quick. He has a bunch of information, weird information about different people. Like, I mean, who's this? Like he showed me information about Nick Shirley being kind of connected to the bureau through family. He showed me information about all sorts of people. You wouldn't believe it. I mean, the guy goes deep. But anyway, this is M taking what he was talking about and expanding on it. So as you can see, this is the photo that Candace showed all of us. Okay, this was the photo that she showed every single one of us. And we all went, wow, what the heck is this? You know, what is this thing? I even thought it was paper. I was like, it has to be one of the gauze, Harpole ripped it open and there was blood on his hands, or there was blood here, blood, you know what I mean? Like, I just thought it was something like that. But then when you zoom in, like M did, you can see something that looks very charred. People already thought there was something very charred here. But then when you look here, you can see it does look charred. It does look like there is a bit of burntness there. Now, what people are starting to figure out is what you saw in the thumbnail. This is one of those batteries, LiPo battery. It's a lithium polymer battery. This is the type of stuff they would use for a shaped charge. This is what it looks like when it has exploded. That's what it looks like. Very similar fraying, right? We don't have a very clear shot of this. This is very zoomed in and everything, but it's not a very clear shot of it. This is much clearer. Like, this is like 4K or at least 1080p, right? So when we look at it, we go, that's interesting. And then you can look at it here. This is what it looks like close up. Again, very high resolution. But if you look here, I hope you guys can see my cursor. If you look here, right in there, it does look very similar to what we see here and what we see here. Very, very similar. So these are batteries that have exploded. Okay. This is a battery that has exploded. The same type of battery that people are suggesting could have possibly, maybe, perhaps been attached to Charlie via the Rode microphone. Okay. So check this out. Right. I'm thinking that D. Anderson and M, I think they're on point. I didn't even read what M had to say here. I just went to it. D. Anderson is correct in saying that looks like the remnants of a lithium. Say the word right now, Colin. Right now, do the English thing. Lithium polymer battery, which is exactly what the Rode Mic Wireless Pro uses. That I didn't realize. The other two pictures are examples of those same type of batteries, different sizes. The effects that of a LiPo coming into contact with heat are nearly identical, though effect could be more substantial, with an explosion. Okay. Notice, let me just highlight this. Notice with the shiny edges, with a shiny edge on the original one in the SUV circled red. After researching, this could be molten, I think that's what she says there, molten lithium from extremely high heat between the layers. There's no doubt this item is charred. Okay, and then she tags Baron. I hope Baron saw it. Then she goes on to show this as well, right? So this is what it would look like in the SUV. This is what the inside looks like. So this is somebody taking it apart and not having it explode. Thankfully, this is what it looks like on the inside. Lots of sheets. And then you go back here. It could easily be that. So this is with no heat whatsoever. This is with, potentially, allegedly, a lot of heat. A whole bunch of heat. So it looks crazy to me, man. And she goes deeper here. Let me see what she wrote here. She said they could have inserted here. She's saying something that I don't want to read off here. She says, Philadelphia Intel is known to insert PETN between the layers of the battery and close it back up. Okay. Then she says here, she always does threads. If you ever, not the platform threads, but she always does a thread whenever she brings something out. Then she says the white sheet you see in the original SUV photo could be the separator sheet. A separator sheet folds. Notice the folding. Notice the folding of it in the original SUV photo. Let me just go here. Big possibility big possibility. And I think this is what Candace, or I should say what Barron wanted, why Barron wanted Candace to show this information right away. I think it was because he potentially has some information, and he wants this case to keep going. He wants this part of the case to keep going. And also people will start solving it right away. Right away. I mean, this took M and D Anderson, I don't know, a day. A day to figure out. They just needed to see the photo. That's all they needed. And I think that's pretty on point. Now, again, just to show the stages of the battery here, right? This is what it looks like in the photo. This is like what one of them looks like after they explode. This is what one of them looks like after they explode. None of these have glass, by the way. Okay. So these other ones don't have glass. This one potentially had glass. And I mean, I don't want to read too much into it. This could, there are parts of this that could be glass. Look up images of Galaxy Note 7 aftermath explosion. What? I don't even know how I would find that. Galaxy, let me just see. Galaxy Note 7 exploded. I have to see if I can even find that. It's very specific. Oh, okay. I don't know what images you're looking for me to find, but I did find something. Oh, okay. Here, let me just switch that. Why didn't it switch? Oh, no. Oh, no. Why didn't it switch? Or did it switch? And I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. Nope, it didn't. Okay, there we go. So weird. So yeah, check that out. I remember this was happening. I remember back when we used to, for you younger kids, you don't know, we used to be able to pop the batteries out. Some of us would buy 3 batteries for our phone. Anytime it got low, you just swap in the new battery. And eventually those batteries would get swollen a little bit. And you were like, I don't know if I should be touching this battery. And for some people, they would actually blow up. That was like a thing that would happen back in the day, way back in the day. So this actually is an example of what something looks like as the glass shatters. Now, like Candace said, I don't know if you guys saw this on her episode, but she said a lot of these things are made with this type of glass. I guess I'll just say sticky glass. So a lot of this it's called sticky glass because it can't just go and shatter into 100 pieces because it might be by your face. It might be by your face, might be in front of your eyes because it's a phone. So they always make it here. Someone says they're throttling me. This is the most people watching I've had in a month or something. 2 months, 3, episode 5 or something like that. But you know, you could be right. I should say I'm noticing a lot of people saying it, and it's been happening to me for years. Always check if you're subscribed. Just check, because you just never know. I've heard Jesse talk about it. I've heard Barron talk about it recently. Valhalla's talked about it. Go check. You got to check if you're subscribed. People have been saying this to me for years. I thought they were just making it up. Honestly, I did. I was like, that doesn't happen. But it does. It does happen, actually. It happened to me with Candace. I noticed that I was unsubscribed from Candace, and I was like, how did that happen? Me of all people? But yeah, I see what you're saying there about the explosion here. Let me just pull this over here. But that is what I just wanted to show you guys. I think they're doing great work, and I think they're very close to what could have happened. I think that makes sense. I think that makes a lot of sense. Just saying. I don't know why D Music didn't post more about it, but M took the reins here just to show everybody. And here, and then again, that's what it looks like with no explosion, right? This is just a guy taking it apart. Lithium poly ERL engineering. Lithium battery teardown. Why is he even doing that? I'm going to check out that video. Hold on. And then these are the layers. You see how, oh, you know what? I should actually, can I put these side by side? I can't put them side by side, but so if you look at this, right? And then you look at what we just had going on here. You know how I just said, or I was reading that M was talking about folds and how they can put the PETN in the folds. These are the folds. This is what it would look like. They could put it inside of there, a very small amount, you know, along with some shape charge, and you're good to go, right? Let me see here. Let me switch it one more time. Notice that there's folds there. This is what these folds would look like with no damage. Interesting. Interesting. It's starting to really look that way. It's starting to look that way. It really is. It's here, let me just toss that person out real quick. Oh, your boy tosses people out like Uncle Phil. If I gained more weight, I would look just like Uncle Phil. There'd be a bunch of Jazzy Jeffs being thrown out the house. Ah! For those of you that remember that show, yeah, we're different generations. I remember one time I made a Seinfeld remark to my wife, and I was like, "You remember that, right?" She's like, "No." I was like, "Have you seen Seinfeld?" She's like, "No." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh." It made me feel so old. And then I had to show her every single episode of Seinfeld, so I didn't have to feel so old. Yeah, had to do it. She didn't know what she didn't never watch Seinfeld. I was like, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about?" She's like, "I don't know. I've never seen it." Her family was watching Monty Python and stuff like that, which is still good. Solid show, Monty Python. But anyway, shout out to M. Shout out to D Music. Thank you guys for what you do. We do appreciate you guys. They're the types that don't show themselves. Otherwise, I'd try and get them on the show because I think that'd be really cool to do. But mic stuff, that's what we'll call it. It'd be really cool to have them on the show, but I don't think they want to be seen. Some people don't want to be seen, you know. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think. Again, run through the pictures one more time for everybody. This is what it looks like here. Okay. All right. 32 feet of gauze. Yeah, it's really weird that he said that, you know, because it's probably 33, right? So this is the SUV picture. This is what one of them looks like after there's been an explosion of sorts. Ooh, you know what? Even this, can I zoom in on this? Am I just that old? I don't know how to zoom in on something. Let me open image in a different tab. Let me see if I could do this, because something's standing out to me right now here. Hold on. Can I do this? Can I zoom in on this? Come on. Oh, it's zooming. Oh, it's zooming. All right. Okay. So let me just do this. Do that. Okay. Yeah, I think that's zoomed enough. Now look at this. Right. Let's go back to this one here. Boom. Check this out. So this right there. Right. And now line it up with this. I got to do a side by side of these. But look at just this part right here. Right here. How similar does this part, right, especially this little part here? I hope you guys can see my how much does that part there look like this? It's very, very similar. Very, very similar. Look at that. Very similar. Zoom it in more. Oh my gosh, I can zoom it in more. I had no idea, guys. Like I said, I'm almost 50, right? Very, very similar. Now, again, a little hard because this is not the same resolution at all. You know, I can't act like it is. But look how similar that chunk right there looks to this chunk right here. Very, very similar. I would love to know who took these pics. I know Candace said that it was a leaker within the agency that gave her these pictures. I would just love to know who it was. You know, it looks very similar. So I think that's it. Honestly, that's where I'm at with it. Obviously, I think this is it. I think I'm also done with the shot. I think I'm done with that there was a shot taken, and I'm pretty convinced on this. I am pretty convinced. John Bray, shout out to John Bray. Shout out to Stu. You know. Someone said they might do something to my smoke alarms. Booby trap the smoke alarm. You don't see how black I am, bro. If my smoke alarm goes off, we don't do anything. We just laugh. We don't even notice. It could be going off right now. I don't know. Have you heard it? I don't know. I haven't. But yeah. So let's move on. I'm pretty convinced. I have to say, pretty convinced. Solid work, M. Solid work, D. Anderson. Keep doing your thing. Coach is not called Caucasian. Oh, that's somebody who's listening to the audio right now. That's someone's listening to the audio right now, and they're like, "Hold on, this is not a white guy." Oh, wait a second. Are you sure? Hold on a quick second. They turn on the video. Well, I'll be damned. I will be damned. Wow. Anyway, what were we going to talk about here with Candace Owens? Oh, I was going to go through this episode. I really want to get to the Vinny stuff. I'm going to jump over this Candace thing. I'm just going to go to the Vinny stuff because it really has me, it has me saddened. So this is Travis reporting on Vinny. He's like, you guys lied. Fake AI, fake voice, fake Charlie. Now they're acting like they're trolling. I don't believe them. Quote from Vinny. Oh my gosh. Listen to how Vinny is talking about the AI Charlie. As you guys know, there was a video released. Everybody thought it was AI. They didn't understand why they released it the way that they did. And I was very upset with how they released it. And then I was kind of disgusted because Barron was right, because he suggested maybe they're just acting like this. Maybe they're trolling. He's like, there's two possibilities. And one of them is that they're having fun with Charlie's passing. They're having fun with this whole thing when it comes to Charlie Kirk. And then it was verified that they were, because Andrew actually said that. He said it was fun to troll the trolls and put it in their face. And it was a ridiculous thing to say. Now, let's get to Vinny and his reaction to this whole thing.
If this is real and you put AI and you're lying on your dead friend's name.
So, Vinny, what is going on with this TPUSA story?
In this montage, they play, and they purposely put it in there, a fake AI video of Charlie Kirk saying, if something happens to me, everything could go to Erika. Can you please play this video? Play this part.
Passion, and now his mission is my mission.
I appoint my wife to run Turning Point USA if something happens to me. Erika would do a great job.
Okay. Are you guys ready for this? That is AI, and that was fake, and they purposely put that in there. And then, Pat, once it came out and the internet did its thing, and they found out that it was fake, this is Andrew Colvett, is he the executive producer of the Charlie Kirk show? I don't know where he's at in Turning Point USA. This is them getting caught and then having to play defense. Play this video.
We decided over the weekend we were going to troll the trolls. There's this video that has become a source of controversy.
Not even controversy, just obsession from bizarre people.
Yeah, just absurd. I don't even talk about it because I think the whole thing is so lame. And if you're
demand
online,
overwhelming proof for the idea that Charlie loved his wife and would want his wife to carry on his mission.
Yeah. Well, it's something he told all of us. We all knew. We didn't talk about it because we thought Charlie was going to be with us for another 50 plus years. Yeah. But like we all knew, the board knew this was the plan. Whatever. He said it one time in front of a camera at a private event with donors in Aspen. So we figured we'd troll the trolls.
Yeah,
And you get a little taste of it here.
The most important relationship in your life is the one that you have with your
So
Lord
they're
and Savior
showing
Jesus
it?
Christ.
There-
His passion was my passion.
What's AI
and now
been?
his
Tell
mission
me.
is
Ready,
my
ready, ready, right there.
To run Turning Point USA if something happens to me.
That's fake.
Erica would do a great job.
That's AI.
How do you know that's AI?
They just admitted it.
Is
they-
that what they admit? Let me hear it. Let me hear it.
Out there. But then, so we knew that it was going to be like, oh, it's AI or it's fake or whatever this, because that's what they do. They always move the goalpost here. And that's why it's a sucker's game to even play this.
But he's
But it
not
was really
saying it's
fun to
AI.
be able
No,
to
he is saying it's AI.
troll the
This is AI.
trolls,
He's
stuff it
trolling
in
the
their
trolls.
face,
They
and
put
then
that in
watch
there.
them predictably
That's not
melt
real.
down when the evidence
No,
was
guys,
shown.
I don't know if he said it's AI. He's not saying it's AI.
What do you mean? We got caught, Pat. They're saying that they were trolling the trolls.
Humberto, is that what he's?
That does make sense. You know, what Vinny's saying does make sense. If you're saying you're trolling the trolls and you just knew how they would react, it does sound like that's exactly what you're saying. Candace even asked. She went online and she was like, hey, are you saying that this was fake? Like, what are you saying when you say this? They just keep putting their feet in their mouths like they have a fetish. It's crazy.
Saying?
Yes. That's not.
So do me a favor, go under the tweet and go and check to see if Grok says somebody probably would have asked the question. I first want to qualify if that was specifically expert was presented as an AI generated or manipulated video of the organization. Okay, so perfect. So then let's go through it.
So
If
it is
AI.
Yes.
So
specifically the part where he's talked about.
Yes, and by the way, if you watch the video, the lips don't match the words. It's not that hard to do. If you watch the video, the lips don't match the
You
words.
guys lied. Fake AI, fake voice, fake Charlie, and then you're acting like no, we were trolling. I don't believe them.
There we go. Then we move on. And I see this from Blake. Usually see paragraphs from Blake. Blake just says, glad to see this resolved positively. And I was like, that's very short for Blake. And I'm like, why would Blake even repost this and put this out there? You know, like, what is this? What is this thing that they're putting out there? And then I found this clip of Vinny talking about it. But well, you know what? What should we do? What should we do? Well, let's. We have the longer clip, but I don't know if I can go through 8 minutes of Patrick Bet David. You know what? I am going to go through it. We're not going to listen to the whole 8 minutes. We're going to do the first. We're going to do the first 3 minutes. Okay. Okay. Just setting up everybody's expectations. I know it's tough. We may, this is a warning. You may see Adam on the screen. You may see Adam on the screen. I understand he is insufferable. Believe me, I understand. We may see him on the screen for 10 or 20 seconds. Okay. And I do apologize in advance. Okay. That's one of the only things I'll apologize for. Okay. I do apologize. Adam may be on the screen. He is still a part of the show. God knows why. Who knows why he's still on the show? I mean, I despise Chris Cuomo. Replace him with Chris Cuomo. I'm fine. It's just so crazy. Anyway, let's get to this here. Let's jump over here.
About a week ago, we showed a video where Vinny reacted to a video that was where Andrew Colvert and his partner said, we are trolling the trolls, and we thought it was a fake video. Folks from TPUSA, I won't give names, they reached out to me and they said, hey, that was a real video. That's actually what Charlie Kirk said. And I spoke to the gentleman who set up his estate planning, Doug, who I mentioned him before. And, you know, he says, Pat, this is what he wanted. He wanted Erika to run the organization afterwards. And the controversy was over this video. And the video I'm going to come to because you guys had a 45-minute call. Go ahead, guys.
The most important relationship in your life is the one that you have with your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. His passion was my passion, and now his mission is my mission.
I appoint my wife to run Turning Point USA if something happens to me. Erica would do a great job.
Okay, Vinny, you had a call with Andrew.
So I talked to Andrew. Mind you, Pat, I think we met him in passing at one of the TPUSA events. Adam hooked it up where I got back from, where were we?
We were in
Washington.
DC.
Great
and I
fight,
spoke
yeah.
with him for 45 minutes. You ever just see somebody on TV or on videos and everybody has their assumptions in their head, but then you speak with them, you're like, oh, okay, now I know exactly who you are as a human being. Pat, 45 minutes. I mean, we could have gone for a 2-hour conversation. He explained that video that they put together, it wasn't them. It wasn't AI. But on X, somebody put, people can community note if they're on a certain side. He had to go in and he had to get the community note.
Listen, Pat, okay. So, if you're on a certain side, you can put a community note. And then, so it wasn't AI. And this is what he told me, because sometimes you see just, you have a conversation and you go, oh, okay, this is who you are. Okay. Hey, what are you talking about? Did they show you the video? Huh? That was what your thing was, right? Did they show it to you, Vinny? Or did they just reprimand you? Did they just give you the old, hey, get back to work, get back to work? Is that what they did? Because that's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like to me. But I'll keep going. We'll see. Did he hear the video? What do you think?
Lifted because it wasn't AI. So he explained the whole situation to me, and it was not what I thought it was. And I commented on it because that's what I thought was happening. But the 45-minute conversation, Pat, it's as if I don't want to get into the nitty-gritty of the conversation, but if people out there, if you don't think that Andrew Kovic is genuinely concerned and worried, Pat, he has so many more questions about everything that happened with the shooter, with Tyler Robinson's, his name. It was such a good conversation, and I never judged him or thought anything of him different. But having spoken with him and clarifying the situation, I was wrong because what I saw that Grok said, right, boom, AI, they can go on Grok and people could keep community noting, Pat, and even if it's not real, he had to go on and fix it. So I was in the wrong, and yeah, he's actually a really, really a good dude.
Literally didn't see the video. Exactly what he said people can do is what Andrew did. Andrew just went, hey, just so you know. And he tagged, I think he didn't tag Elon. He might have tagged Elon, but he tagged the person who's in charge of the new structuring of X. I think his name's Nikita. He tagged Nikita. He tagged community notes saying, hey, this is wrong. Hey, this is real. He didn't provide them any proof at all. Andrew did not say, hey, X, here's the real video that we're hiding from Candace because she's nuts. Here's the real video. Take a look. He didn't do that. He didn't show that to Vinny at all. He didn't do anything like that. He just said, hey, I know Charlie. This is what they've been doing the whole time. I know Charlie, and I say this is real. That's it. I'm his friend. These people are not their friends. I'm telling you it's real, and I'm not providing any proof. This is the exact same thing that people, well, it's not the exact same thing. People actually analyzed it. This is why the community note came up, just to clarify. People were analyzing the video with AI to figure out what is the potential of that clip being AI. That's what they did. And it was popping up 99%, 98%, et cetera, et cetera. It never goes to 100%, but it'll always stay within that range. Like when it is, it'll stay in that range of 98, 99, probably 99 point is sometimes like that. That's what people were doing. And then people put the community note out. That's what happened. He's acting as if there was just a bunch of crazed people in a Candace cult who were just like, oh, AI, and they just started community noting it. That's not what happened. That's not what happened at all. Ah, man, it's so crazy. But just to see Vinny bent over like that, like no warning. I didn't realize we were gonna see Vinny's booty hole. Nobody told me that. At least Officer Tatum warned us. He warned us before something like that came up. He was sensitive about it. Tried to work around it. Let us know, hey, listen, prolapse. Vinny just exposes the whole prolapse to us right here, right now. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. It is disappointing. It's very disappointing. Did I show you? I haven't even shown you the tweets yet. Let's play a little bit more of this. I'll show you the tweets in a second.
To Andrew.
Very, very good dude. That's a stand-up dude.
Yeah, so there you have it with that video. It's interesting because when we were on a flight,
this is I have to pause. I know I only played another few seconds. This is so MSNBC. I used to have to watch a lot of MSNBC because I'd always be taking apart what they said and showing the layer of agenda that they were trying to go with. This is so MSNBC. That's exactly what these guys are now. They are a independent MSNBC. That's what they are. They're trying to act like they're independent, like they're just like the rest of us. I got nothing going on. If I need a thing, I'm like writing to my wife, and hopefully like one of you tags me in something in X. I'm actually independent. There's nothing going on here. I don't even do any ad reads. And I wanted to, but then I was like, I don't think I want to. It got weird. I was like, I don't know if I should be doing it. I don't know. It just felt weird. You know, I like the company, but conversation for another day. But I don't even do that. Right. So, I mean, it's just, man, the fact that he's sitting there saying, well, that's that with that video. They haven't even seen the video, and they haven't shown any proof of what they're saying. They're literally just saying, Andrew called me and talked to me for 45 minutes, and he has questions, and he's a stand-up guy, and that's it. So now I know the video's real. How? How is it that he was questioning it so hard just a second ago? This is like these videos are within like 6 days of each other, and he flip-flopped that hard out of nowhere. I don't get it, guys. You know, it's very, very hard to figure out what's going on with these guys. Yeah, people keep saying he runs a scam company and stuff. Patrick Bet David. I don't know. CoffeeZilla's called that. I watch CoffeeZilla. I don't know if you guys do. CoffeeZilla's called them out a lot of times. And CoffeeZilla's pretty on point, pretty solid with his information. So I always give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, okay, maybe he made some MLM money over there, and maybe he came over the media, to be honest. Hoodwinked. Hey, hoodwinked, right? You know, that's how it goes. And then the next thing you know, I see him sitting down with BB, and I'm like, oh, well, he's going to give him a hard interview. This is Patrick Bet David we're talking about. It might as well have been Brandon Prolapse Tatum. That's who it should have been. Hoodwinked. You know? They got me. Here, I'll play a little bit more. I know you don't want to, but you know, come on. Adam's a power bottom. Let me tell you something. I don't even know. In that show, I can't even tell. Because Adam might be a top. He might be a dom. In this relationship of podcast, he might be the dom. And that might be why he's there. I've always had this theory, you know. And I know I'm biased. I have a little bit of bias, as you can see. Don't like what they're doing. Don't like how they've been. But it seems like it's almost like Adam's only position there is missionary. I'm kidding. That's a stupid joke. I said position. I'm immature. I said position. And then, sorry. It seems like his only position there is like a handler. It's almost like he's a handler because he provides nothing to the podcast. Nothing. I mean, nothing. I'm just saying. He has nothing to the podcast. He doesn't have good information. He doesn't have good arguments. There's just no thing. He's not funny. He's not an information guy. There's nothing. There's nothing there. And it's not like these guys can't get someone else. They have so many opportunities to get someone else, but they just don't. It really makes me think, like, what's happening with these guys? I don't know. He has like handler vibes because, and I was going to talk about this in the next Candace episode I was going to review with you guys. But Candace talks about the connection, not even the connection. She talks about the comparison of, you know, Big J.E., you know, the big island boy. She talks about him and Erika having this similar type of way about them where they're not really that competent. They're not experienced in the roles that they're taking on. It seems kind of fraudulent. It seems kind of weird. It doesn't make any sense. And Adam has that same thing in the podcast. He has that exact same thing. And we know J.E. was handling some stuff. And it seems like Erika is now handling a bunch of stuff. So maybe that's what Adam's role is. I don't know. I can't tell anymore. I used to think he was just a stooge. But now it's like maybe they're the stooges. Maybe they're the Stooges. I'll play a little bit more.
Right, to UFC White House. We have one of our lawyer friends with us on the flight there. And he says one of the things people are doing now is at the top, you can run audits to see what bots are attacking you from where, funded by whom.
Oh, here we
Imagine
go.
that research to have. So let me say it one more time. Imagine if you could run a research to know who is attacking you with fake bots and who is paying for it. How valuable would that be?
Big time.
You know who's the one guy that knows all of those because he owns the company? It's a guy named Elon Musk. So guess what person knows who's attacking who and destroying who? Elon Musk and his team. He can literally say, can you run a report why this guy is being attacked by such and such? Oh, follow the money. That's what. So Elon knows.
Oh, didn't even say a sentence. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. One more time. Didn't even say a sentence.
By such and such. Oh, follow the money. That's where. So Elon knows everybody's dirt.
Yeah.
That applies to Twitter. What is the easiest place to defame somebody? Out of all the platforms, what is the easiest place to defame somebody? X. It's very easy to defame somebody at X. And what is the one platform that can confuse the most people and gaslight the most people? It's X.
Yeah,
X is the place because a lot of people are getting their news from X. So anyways, it's interesting when that happens as you go through it. But I'm glad, Vinny, you had a call with him, and I'm glad you're manning up with it.
I like how he literally says, Vinny, you know, I like how you got the call and now you are in line a little bit, right? I think that's really good because here, you know, I'm an information guy, right? You know, it's all about the dollars, right? So if you take one phone call and it equals out to $7,000 and that phone call is under 1 hour, well, we can say that your time is actually worth around $8,000 an hour, okay? And then we send that invoice over to BB, okay? Because I'm a numbers guy. I send him the invoice. He sends back the money, okay? We convert the money, USD, of course. And then we have $7,000. Now, if we can take 20 phone calls every single week, now that's a lot of money, Vinny. And if we just follow the money, it's like, because I'm a numbers guy, right? Anyway. Patrick Bet David, you know? He tricked me. He tricked me. Who's going to trick me next? Who's going to trick me next? Huh? Anyway. Now when you're on Manect, now you have it at $500 for a phone connection, yeah? Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to turn this over to $7,000, Vinny, okay? Right? So now you're going to get the dollars and we're going to make more money, okay? So I'm glad you took the call. I took the call a long time ago, right? Anyway. Nah, Rogan already tricked me. He already tricked me. I was just kidding. He tricked me a while ago. Rogan got me. Rogan got me a while ago. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's my fault. It's my fault. When Rogan, when he was on a show called Rogan Questions Anything, and he said, if they tell me about the aliens, I'll lie to my mother. I let it fly. I let it fly. That's my fault. Am I frozen? I am. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Hold on, guys. I'm frozen. As soon as I started talking about the $7,000, all of a sudden now we're frozen. Okay. And this only happened as soon as I started talking about the $7,000. Okay. All right. Anyway, here, deactivate. We'll activate. There we go. There we go. Your boy's a technician. Oh, I guess I'll stop talking about what I was talking about. My apologies. I guess they got mad. Anyway, that's enough of Patrick. You know, thank you so much, Patrick Bet David. As always, friend of the show, definite friend of the show. You know, I would love to be on his podcast and just ask him about that. Nobody tell him. If I'm ever on his podcast, that's the first thing I'm going to ask. I'm going to say, is Adam your handler? And he's going to be like, no, we have no handlers here. I'm gonna be like, then why'd you sell out so hard, bud? Huh? What happened? I'm kidding. I wouldn't ask that. Not right away, at least. Give it a few minutes. You know, you got to ease into that type of thing. You can't just right out the gate do that type of thing. Anyway. Can't talk about 7,000 or Rob McCoy. Yeah, if I bring up Rob McCoy, oh gosh. But just to wrap on this little clip here, even what they're trying to do right now as they end it, and there's more to it, but we're not doing that. But they're trying to position it like, well, just so you guys understand, we're not going to say that it was bots and that these people at Turning Point are being defamed. And this is the easiest place to do it. We're not going to say that's what happened to them, but we're going to bring that up directly after we talk about the whole thing happening with the Charlie Kirk AI voice. It's just like, you're being so blatant. You're just being so blatant. It's just so blatant. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway. I heard something happened. Something happened to someone very important, guys. Someone tagged me in this. It was randomly Tiffany tagged me in this. Someone said they're pissed off. Chrissy, the woman who is a strategic director for Turning Point USA. I want to go back to her because they are lying to us. I've identified her image. Who is this person? Hold on. Oh, this is this person who has the worst eye when it comes to identifying people. We'll give it a chance. Hold on. This person has a terrible. I shout people out. I shout people out all kinds of ways. This person's terrible at shouting things. They are terrible at identifying faces. They're so bad at it. It's crazy. But I have heard this from other sources, so I will pursue a little bit. So that's Fort Huachuca. That's a post for Fort Huachuca. People are saying this is Christy. If y'all don't know who Christy is, she's an angel. Okay. She was just handing me some mints. That's all that was. That was just mints. She has a husband also named Angel, right? Sons also named Angel, and they're all angels. They're amazing. Anyway, you can look white and be Latin. People are funny like that. I heard she's Latino, actually. I can say I'm Latino. Do I look Latino to you? I got Cuban blood. Like, what are you talking about? Do you understand how that works? They're not brown. They're not brown people. Latinos are every color that you can possibly think of.
Jeremy,
play this.
Could you pull that up real quick? There it is.
That's Chrissy. Those are mints.
That's she works there.
She works there.
Those are
red
mints. Okay.
Yeah, put them in my pocket.
Jeremy.
Those are mints. Yeah, I put them in my pocket. Someone said I look perfectly Cuban. That's what they told me in Cuba too. Because I am typical black. I barely knew anything about my father, and I go to Cuba, and all the Cubans are like, "Oh, sure, Cuban, man, sure, Cuban. Oh, so Cuban." I was like, "No, I'm not. Okay, no, I'm not. Do I sound like it? What are you guys talking about?" And then my sister's like, I was looking into Dad's ancestry, and it turns out we are very Cuban. I was like, what? I was like, those Cubans knew. They could smell it on me, That is Chrissy. This is supposed to be her husband as well. He is there on the day of. But Chrissy isn't the mince girl. See, this is what upsets me. Apparently, she's not the mince girl. She's actually a strategic director at Turning Point? I said, who else is going to trick me, right? Right? Didn't I just say that? Who else is going to trick me? And it's Chrissy of all people that tricks me? She's a strategic director? You're supposed to be the mince girl, man. That's what Brian said. Why is a strategic director handing out mints? Oh, come on, man. Come on, Chrissy. Come on. This is not fair. It's not fair. Come on. There she is on the website. It looks like the same. Listen, this person's very bad at pointing people out, but it does look like the same person. Fort Huachuca. And then you see Chrissy there. Oh, gosh. Not Chrissy. Oh, Chrissy. Come on. Not fair. It's just not fair, man. Anyway, someone said, this is your mint girl. Those randomly Tiffany lady poking fun at me, you know? Is that your mints girl? Well, I thought she was. Okay. Who knows? Whatever. Someone said huge neck. Come on, man. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. Better it be huge than not there. You know what I mean? Right? Just wanted to bring that up really quick. What else we got here? Oh, telling me to be me. I gotta find out. Oh, someone did find that out for me, because we do have a researcher. I don't know if she wants me to mention her, so I won't right now. But we do have a researcher, and she did find that information out for me, because Candace actually commented on something that Andrew Colvett said recently. Let me see if I can just find this episode really, really quick. I need the clip where Andrew says it should have been you, Candace Owens, episode 269, 2 minutes, 37 seconds. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's find that really quick. 2 minutes, 37 seconds. Don't let me forget that, guys. 2 minutes, 37 seconds. So we'll jump over here really quick just to verify. Come on, pull it up. There we go. There we go. Bang. Let's move over here really quick. Candace. So basically, I should just show it to you guys. Here, check this out. This is Andrew. He's kind of taking this thing back. I guess he forgets that he told Candace this. Check this out. So he tells Candace it should have been her, right? Then when he's replying to somebody else, a random person, always random people. Candace is so right. They're always willing to talk to random people, never to Candace though. And then someone says, and yet, which culture did he say was trying to kill him? How can you live with yourself? And then Andrew says, he said leftists were going to try and kill him. Do you claim to be an honest, informed? Do you claim to be an honest, informed, honest person posting nonsense? I mean, just shaking at his keyboard, you know, just writing things that don't make sense. Then Candace pops up out of nowhere like the boogeyman. She's literally the turning point boogeyman. She goes, this is not what you told me. You told me specifically that he texts, they're trying to kill me. The night before, I specifically asked you who he was referring to, and you said, I'm not sure. This was less than 48 hours before he passed away. Now you're certain he meant leftists. Well, there you go. That's how that works. That's how that works, guys. Got called out so simply. I mean, now I got to go to what? Episode 269? Is that what she said? I don't mean that as the joke, is like that's what she said. Yeah, that's not what I mean. Although it does fit. It does fit. It is 269. That's what she said. Okay, let's go. Let's Oh, we're ridiculous. I can't believe it was all these episodes ago where she exposed that. And they never answered it. Andrew has never answered that. Isn't that weird? Wouldn't you have to answer that eventually? Couldn't she get the police to answer him? You know? Here, let me just jump over here. 8,000 people in the chat. What's going on? Let's go to this first 2 minutes here. Candace, ladies and gentlemen, early in the Charlie Kirk investigation. Early in the investigation. Here, let's check it out. Bang.
My initial sense was that all of us would come together and try to figure out who did this, because the Tyler Robinson story wasn't making any sense. Well, I want to tell you guys this. There's another phone call that I had with Andrew Colvett where I was crying on the phone with him. I mean, I am talking maybe 72 hours max after Charlie was killed. And he was also upset on the phone. But he said something, and it's hitting differently the more that I think about it. He said, and I quote, "Candace, it was supposed to be you. It was supposed to be you." Now, at the time, I dismissed this as some sort of bargaining, right? That's an actual stage of grief. You do bargain. You wish that it was this person. You could trade it. Maybe you wish that it was yourself. And to be honest, I did go through that phase of bargaining with Charlie. Like, why didn't it happen to somebody else? This is a good person who had his whole life ahead of him. I mean, I told you that even my father went through that stage of grief. My father was like, this makes me feel terrible because Charlie has lived his life so admirably, and like I've had so many chances in life, so many illnesses, and it just makes me so sad. But now I'm feeling a little bit different, removed from the situation. Like now I'm going, was I being, I don't know, was he being honest? Was Andrew being honest? Was Andrew trying to maybe communicate to me after, especially given the fact that I told you that while the actual day on September 10th, while Charlie was in the hospital, he told me that there was a list and that me and Tucker Carlson were on it and that we had to lay low, but he never told me who told him that. I never got a call from the feds telling me that. So I feel like these questions I have now are quite valid. Andrew, by the way, was not the only person who called me on that day and reached out to my family on that day with this warning, immediately cautioning me and Tucker to keep our mouths shut, telling us that we should lay low because there was a quote unquote list going around. Another person was a very well-known woman who happens to be married to a CIA contractor. Same exact message. You and Tucker Carlson. But of course, we cannot tell you who we are getting this information from. I'm starting to realize as I consider who the sources are and their closeness to the military. And now that we've gotten into the story and realized that virtually everybody there that day has these military ties, that threat may have been coming from the government, actually.
I mean, who else could it be coming from? You know, who else could it be coming from? If Andrew has the information, I mean, I know people think Andrew's a little zesty, but is he so zesty that he was a throuple with Tyler and Lance? Is that what you're suggesting? It's possible. It's possible. But I don't think so. I don't think they were thrupping, you know? I don't think they were being a thruple, and that's how he got the info. Getting that info from someone else. Tucker and Candace on a list. They need to lay low. And now he's like, he said leftists were trying to kill him. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, are all of them MK? Is that it? It's just all of them? Because it's like they don't remember what they said. Or maybe they're just in such a, frantic. They're just so frantic about it that they just completely forget. I don't know. Oh, a thruple? You don't know what a thruple is? Yeah, this is a younger person thing. Officer Tatum, when he's talking about 2 mans and 3 mans, a thruple is 3 people. It's a couple, but it's 3 people. That's what it is. Sorry, I had to put it out there. That's what it is. That's a throuple. Okay. And it was a joke. I don't think Andrew's thrupping. I don't think he's thrupping. That's a crazy thing to say. But it's just funny that now he's changed his story. They've changed their stories on so many different things. And now he's even changed his story on this. He says this to somebody. He said leftists were going to try and kill him. Do you claim to be an honest, informed, honest person posting nonsense like that? As he's saying nonsense, right? Jack Tripper. Yeah. Andrew Colvett is Jack Tripper. Come and knock on our door. We've been waiting for you. Where the hells are hers and his? Three's company too. Dun, 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 dun. They do that stupid intro thing that they used to do on sitcoms. Somebody comes in. It's just Andrew standing there. He just walks through the door. Lance is on the couch. Tyler's polishing a rifle. I don't think that's what was going on, right? Who would be the landlord that always came in? Like, hey, you guys got to pay you haven't paid your rent. Who would that be? That'd be Blake, I guess. That'd be Blake for sure. Oh my gosh. I used to watch that show. I love that show. That show was great. Sad that dude died. Dude who played Jack Tripper, he's dead now. Oh, man, that guy was the best. He was solid. Anyway, just wanted to show you. Just wanted to show you that really quick. Should we go back to the Candace one? Well, there's also this that's happening. We're just kind of going through the chaos of everything. D. Anderson reposted Ali Top files. So now people are starting to see that this little shard here. Okay, and this was posted. This is pointed out by Candace. I think she's just like re-showing this, but people are really. I should go to my bookmarks. Really quick, because people are starting to find little shards that look very similar. Let me see if I can just find it just on the fly really quick. People are starting to find little shards that have more lettering on them. I don't know if I'll be able to find it just right off the bat like this. I wish I could. My buddy sent me this. My buddy sent me this. He goes, bro, this could be you, man. He said, this could be you, man. Oh my God. My buddy sent me this. And he's like, come join us. Man. I'm sorry for that little delay there. My bad. My buddy was like, come join us, man. He's like, this could be you. He's like, there's money to be made, bro. He's like, stop with all this other stuff. Oh man, I can't find it. But somebody found a picture of a glass shard that had the O on it for the Rode microphone. And it wasn't the newer Rode microphone that just says Rode. It's the one that actually has the O on it. There it is. Bang, found it. It's the one that actually has the O on it. Let me just see here. Yeah. So somebody actually, let me see if I can zoom in on this. I'm a technician now. Oh, it's not zooming. Why? Oh, it's just getting further away. What use is that? Does that even make sense? Anyway. Oh, I know what to do. Open it in the new image and then it zooms. Beautiful. There we go. So somebody actually found this image. So they are taking this Rode microphone because this is the one that he was actually wearing. It's not an older version, but it's a different version. It doesn't say, some of them say Rode in the corner. I don't know if you can see my my cursor, but some of them say Rode in the, oh no, I actually have to show you guys this. Okay, now you can see it. So some of them say Rode in the corner like this. It's like a different make. And this one actually has the O in it. This is the actual one that Charlie was using. And people are finding little shards, as you can see right there. And again, like Candace said, I found it funny when she said it. She's like, we have to get molecular when it comes to this whole thing. Pretty sure that was the term she used. And she's right, you do, because you really have to zoom in on it. And if you look very closely, yeah, and I know I've zoomed it in a whole bunch, that does look like it's completing that O, right? It looks like there's a little part here that would extend to there. It looks like this part would extend to with the line across it. It does look like that exact thing. So people are starting to find a whole bunch of connections here. Now, this is one video. I think that's done. Do we go to the Candace stuff? Nah, we're at 2 hours. Let's go to the Rogan stuff. I just had to play this. This guy did such a great job. Usually when I see a video like this, I go and find the source material. And actually, you know what? Let me just make sure to actually show you guys this. This channel is called Podcast Cringe. Now, this guy, I will say, he's a little biased, okay? Because maybe he's been hoodwinked in the past himself, but he's a little pissed at the Rogan sphere. So this is a video that he has titled Tim Dillon Gives Joe Rogan a Reality Check. And I just thought he did such a great job with this that I just wanted to show it to you and showcase him. I've been listening to his podcast for a long time. He was in the sphere of what I was doing. We were both, doing Rogan stuff at the same time. And I just think he does such a great job with this video, breaking down how odd it is what we're seeing between Theo Von being on JRE and now Tim Dillon being on JRE. And he points out everything that people have been trying to say perfectly in regards to Joe. And he breaks down how Tim Dillon is the complete opposite of what people are accusing Joe of being. So let's just get into this.
Do you think that this whole race to AI, this like Manhattan Project style race that's going on right now, like the future of whatever the United States is kind of depends on us getting there first? If you really thought about it, like if China gets there first.
My worry is that in the guise of fighting China, we're going to become China. Saying Palantir should merge all these different government databases. So your health data and your criminal justice data and your tax data all merges. And who's doing that? Palantir. So you go, and then they go, well, China's got a credit score. Well, what the hell is that?
Have you gotten any invites to any bunkers?
No, they're not.
Do you think you'd feel differently if you did?
If somebody said to me, a few people are going to survive, and it's just going to be you and these people, and everybody else is going to die, it's tough. How fun would it be, though? Is it fun? Is it fun if the whole world dies and I'm just sitting and having dinner with J.D. Vance and his wife?
I have to say really quick, Tim Dillon was tired because a lot of people don't think Tim Dillon's gay. And he just said, you know what? Let me just make my hair look like this so everybody understands that I am. He just wants everybody to know that he's gay. And he did a great job because his hair says exactly that. Now I know for sure that he is gay. So good for him. Good for him. Thank you so much, Tim Dillon, for clarifying that for everybody. Let's keep going.
I mean, is that with Peter Thiel? You know, people on Threads. It's fake. It's fake. It's so obvious. It's fake. X. It's all fake.
Worked as a national security staffer.
Yeah, he's a spook. Put him in. Who cares? It's fake at this point. We all know it's fake. How much more evidence does anyone need?
Jesus Christ, Tim Dillon.
Sorry.
I'm glad you're out there.
Over the last 6 months or so, we've watched Theo Von, Duncan Trussell, Cam Haines, and Ephraim Stavros push back against Joe Rogan on everything from billionaire influence to mass surveillance and the wars overseas. And every single time, the same thing happens. Joe Rogan either shuts them down, changes the subject, or acts like he has no idea what they're talking about. But Tim Dillon just walked into JRE Studios and laid it all out. He broke it down for Slow Joe, and the little guy just sat there and took it, because that's where we're at right now. Rogan can't hide behind the billionaires anymore. His own buddies are calling it out one by one, and all he can do is nod along and hope nobody notices that 6 months ago he was gaslighting Theo Von for saying the exact same things. And there is one moment in this episode where Joe asks Tim a question that, for me, blows the whole thing wide open. We'll get to it, because first up, I want to acknowledge something about Tim Dillon here, because it's important context for all of this that follows. Not long ago, he copped a massive backlash from his fan base for being bought and paid for. J.D. Vance flew him out to Washington, sat him down over a seafood tower, and fed him the administration's talking points on the Epstein files. And Tim went straight back to his podcast and repeated everything. So his fans were calling him compromised, and they were honestly not wrong. But then the Iran war happened and something shifted. Tim saw where things were headed. He read the room, saw the same patterns that most of us had already picked up on, and he flipped. And that's why this episode is so important. It's not just that Tim is the next guest pushing back against the things Rogan has supported. It's that Tim was like Joe Rogan. He was moving in that same direction, part of that inner circle. And unlike Joe, he had the awareness to pull back and change course. Rogan obviously didn't. And the way Joe deals with it now after the Theo Von backlash, after getting called out by his own friends over and over again, is just to sit there and cop it. Speaking of copping it, I'm working on something massive over on...
Here, let me just get through this. Let me just split through. Whoa. I never saw that picture. How tall is it? Okay, so he's like 6'3". Okay, the president's like 6'3". That's what I've heard. So that means she must be like, I don't know, 5'11". Maybe heels on. Maybe she's 5'10", 5'9". That means he's 5'5". Okay, that's fine. I don't care. I never care about people's heights. Yeah. I think it's cute that Ben Shapiro is like pocket sized. I think it's nice. That's just me. People come in all shapes. He's 5'4". Okay, that's fine. That's fine by me.
The 0.1% from the pandemic through to the Spotify deal and all the way up to now and everything in between, all the guests that compromised him. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, the link is in the description. There's also over 60 videos already there waiting for you right now. Single, childless multi-millionaire who owns his own home, telling the rest of us that owning a home isn't really worth it. And I want to be clear, this isn't just an American problem. Over here in Australia, this is front and center right now. Cost of living and first home ownership for young Aussies is pretty much the biggest topic in the country at the moment. So when Tim Dillon started to break this down, it resonated with me personally because he's not just talking about abstract economics here, he's describing the reality for an entire generation across the Western world. So after Rogan got lost in the sauce with Caleb Hammer, we're finally getting a dose of reality from Tim Dillon.
Man, that's a thing that is around the Western world, from Canada, where prices for houses are just silly. And in fact, Mark Carney just bailed out a bunch of condo developers who their prices were going to like drop, and it was going to cause, I guess, a crash, which is kind of needed because everything is just overpriced. To America, where people are sitting back and they're like, I don't know if I'll ever own a home. Some people are looking at like, oh, I'll be 40 before I own a home, or maybe just never. Australia, like this guy said, the UK is the same thing. It's sweeping through the entire Western world. It's nuts. It's nuts. Someone said UK is the same. I know. I've heard. I have people in UK who I talk to. I have family there too. I have a lot of family in the UK. Family in UK, family in America. It's sweeping everything. And it really harkens back to, you'll own nothing and be happy. And that is the first step, I would think. When they said you'll own nothing, they didn't mean pens. They didn't mean pictures. They didn't mean paintings. They meant houses. That would be first, right? Anyway, let's keep going.
This is what I believe. I believe no one's trying to get anyone in this country to own a house. No, people pay lip service to the idea. But there's a lot of people now, a lot of them are my age, who have never owned a home and never will. They've forgotten what owning a home feels like. They've forgotten what it feels like to like have a yard where you can invite people over and drink a glass of wine and smoke a cigar and watch a game. And they live in a little apartment. They type, they're on a MacBook. They're getting radicalized in any direction. They're upset. They're on dating apps or whatever, but they don't feel like they have a foundational core to their life. They're basically saying like, no, you don't need a house and you're not getting a house, and forget what owning a house was. Like, forget that doesn't matter. And I think part of this is because they know, same thing with healthcare. There's no real movement to give anyone healthcare in this country. And if it is, it gets shut down immediately. So on the positive side, you might go, well, they know that AI is coming and that AI is going to do a lot of stuff with health. Also, on the negative side, they go, AI is going to disrupt the economy to a point where, like, we're not going to have people owning homes and cars and things like that. We're going to have a lot of people without a steady income, or they don't really know what to do. We're going to have a lot of wealth that's existed, a lot of capital, and we're going to have tremendous inequality. We're going to have a lot of joblessness because they're selling the country off for parts. And this is both parties. And this is like, they're selling it off for parts. So, I mean, obviously something's coming. The AI thing's overblown to an extent. And I think so much of our GDP depends on it that a lot of these companies are lying. But Anthropic's a creepy, these are creepy companies, I mean, they're just creepy.
Well, the amount of power that tech companies have.
Just so you know, Anthropic, if you haven't heard of it, if you've heard of Claude is like another ChatGPT. The company that owns Claude is Anthropic, and they are very much like OpenAI. So if you think about anything you've disliked about OpenAI, Anthropic is kind of in the same league. So there's that.
general
totally
is unprecedented. What they have is robot armies. And then they have AI, which Elon just recently said is going to be like 1,000,000 times smarter than the smartest human that's ever lived.
Right.
Like, this is the goal. The goal is to create literally a digital god. And it's going to be controlled by not us, not the collective human race. It's going to be controlled by a select few group of people. And that's weird.
I think the reality is that eventually they're going to go, do you want safe streets? Do you want food? Do you want a little bit of money? You got to do X, Y, and Z. You got to believe X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And I mean, that seems to be coming.
Fuck Caleb Hammer and his renting is the new American dream. What Tim Dillon just said has nothing to do with left or right. It's about the people at the top versus everyone else. It's really that simple. And Tim Dillon is an avid property investor himself. Those of you who follow him know he owns multiple properties across different states. There is nothing wrong with that. People like Tim Dillon are not the problem because Tim isn't one of these rich guys sitting there telling you to shut up and rent and be happy. He understands that the dream is being shattered for an entire generation. Just because he's been able to achieve it himself doesn't make him the enemy. That is such an average fucking normie take. The point is guys like Rogan, who, by the way, is much, much richer than Tim, keep bringing on these other rich dudes, millionaires, billionaires, fucking trillionaires, oh my God, trying to convince us that the state of things is fine and we are the problem, not the system. That's the battle here. We're pushing back against that narrative, and it's got nothing to do with left versus right-wing politics. But I want you to remember exactly what Tim said at the end of that clip there, because he laid it out perfectly. He said, they're going to come to you and say, do you want safe streets? Do you want food? Do you want a little bit of money? You got to do X, Y, and Z. You got to believe X, Y, and Z. He's describing exactly how they're going to sell the surveillance state to you: safety, convenience, protection, and we're about to watch that happen, because just 5 weeks before this episode, Joe Rogan had a billionaire in that same chair doing exactly what Tim just warned us about. The parallels here about what Tim was just warning us about are almost unbelievable.
So Mark Andreessen, just so you guys know, he is a huge tech investor, very invested in AI, is not one of those people who sets up the doom scenario with AI. He actually goes the opposite. He says it's going to be great. It's just like the fax machine. It's going to be, just nothing. And yeah, it might take some jobs, but those jobs will be replaced because of the advancement of AI. And I never picked up on it until Podcast Cringe brought this up, but that is something that I used to talk about so much in covering Rogan's content, is that it was this weird left and right thing that they would do to get you to feel like it was always that you were the problem. You were the problem with the environment. If it's not you exactly, it's those people over there. It's your neighbor it's your neighbor, so please report them if they have too many people in their house. A little bit back in the day, it's always us that are the problem, and it's never them, ever. And I didn't pick up on this because I did watch this episode that he is referring to right now, and he's 100% right. I don't know if I just didn't catch this part, or maybe I'm listening to it too fast. I need to slow it down a little bit, but check this out.
Talking about this wild
Patriot Act all day. Yes, exactly. Right?
crime spree that happened this weekend in Austin. They had flock cameras in Austin, but then they shut those cameras off for political reasons.
Correct. So this thing is deployed. It's sold to city governments. It's used all over the country. It solves crimes every day. We get reports on carjackings with kids in the back seat, and their lives get saved because they track them down. So a lot of towns and cities have this, and they love it. In cities like Austin, with the intense politics, they run into backlash on privacy and surveillance concerns. And so Austin had Flock and then turned it off. Late breaking news today is these guys drove into some adjacent town, up against Austin, and Flock was live in that town, and so Flock tagged them the minute they drove into that town, and then they caught the guys. Subsequent to that, the mayor, your mayor in Austin, your mayor and your chief of police gave a press conference and said, "We really need to rethink this because it's crazy to have the ability to solve crimes and stop crimes and not be able to use it. Chicago got so
solve crimes, stop crimes, and not use it. It's crazy. Now you got to remember what he's talking about is actually surveillance. That's what he's talking about. It's crazy. Let's breaking down what he actually is saying. He's saying it's crazy to not use more surveillance when you can. And he's linking it to stopping crimes. And again, this is this is what I used to cover when I would cover Joe Rogan stuff, because he would talk about how the mainstream media is trying to do this and paint these narratives. And I would go deeper into that and listen to the mainstream media and show you guys where it actually was that they were saying this. And now it's his own guest. Oh man, he got me.
Wrapped up on these political issues that they also, not only do they not have flock, they also turned off their ShotSpotter system voluntarily. And so people now get shot in Chicago and they bleed out on the street and nobody knows and nobody cares.
Yeah, so the concern is mass surveillance, right? And the concern is that someone's going to abuse this and use AI for nefarious purposes, right? Like what nefarious purposes would that be?
Yeah, so this is a system that could be used in bad ways. But look, it's like anything else. It's why cops have to get a warrant before they search somebody's house, right?
Right.
There's always the question of like, what is the legal authority and what are the safeguards that protect this kind of thing?
Every time I watch that clip, I just get angrier. So we're supposed to believe that a multi-billionaire venture capitalist is investing in AI surveillance systems and pushing them on JRE because he cares about people bleeding out on the streets of Chicago. Come on, bro. How can Joe Rogan sit there while the billionaire pisses in his pocket like that and just nod along? And did you catch the language there? Carjacking, soul.
Pisses in his pocket. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that forever. Wow. Oh my gosh. Anyway. Yeah, I pulled him up for a second because he was talking about Erika Kirk being beautiful and stuff. I was like, let me read this for a second. I was like, oh, okay. He's missing his frontal lobe. I was like, okay. I always zoom in on someone if they're missing their frontal lobe. Hopefully it was a bot, but maybe not. I don't know. Who knows? Some people are dumb. Anyway, let's keep going.
Kids saved, people bleeding out on the street and nobody cares. That's some scripted corporate emotional manipulation right there. He's building the moral case for mass surveillance so you feel guilty for questioning it in the first place. If you push back, you're essentially pro-carjacking. And then the straw man at the end there, oh, it's just like a cop getting a warrant before they search your house. Bro, what the fuck? That we're living here in 2026 with rampant corruption and the complete disregard for the rule of law, and we're supposed to believe that mass surveillance is fine because there are laws and logbooks about who can access the data and when. That is such a Trojan horse. They'll sell you the infrastructure first, and by the time you realize what's actually happening, it's too late. But just in case you needed more evidence as to just how far compromised Joe Rogan has become, watch him spouting mass surveillance talking points like they're his own thoughts.
Do you think that this whole race to AI, this like Manhattan Project style race that's going on right now, like the future of whatever the United States is kind of depends on us getting there first? Right?
I think part of it
if
is
we don't
that.
get there first, then it's probably a wrap. If you really thought about it, like if China gets there first.
My worry is that in the guise of fighting China, we're going to become China.
It's interesting because Rogan just said this about the current administration. He just said that same thing when he was looking at what was happening with ICE and all of that when it first started. He said, we shouldn't become monsters while fighting monsters. That's exactly what he said. And now Tim Dillon's saying it. I don't know. There's so many things where I could give him the out of like he talks so much that he just forgets things. That's all, getting older, et cetera, et cetera. But also it's just like, come on, man. Come on.
Would take the government a lot more seriously if they weren't, potentially having like saying Palantir should merge all these different government databases.
Mm-hmm.
So your health data and your criminal justice data and your tax data all merges. And who's doing that? Palantir. So you go, and then they go, well, China's got to Credit score. Well, what the hell is that? When Vance comes out and he goes, I'm worried about a credit score. It's like, okay, hey, buddy, me too. What the hell's this? So it's almost like China will enslave you. Let us do it first. This is what the World Economic Forum, people like that, they don't have an interest in you owning a house or farming land or starting a business, or they don't have any interest in that. But their economic projection is that that's not going to be possible for you. So what they're going to do, they're building bunkers, they're hoarding all the wealth, and they're, heavily invested in all this AI.
Did you catch how that started? Joe Rogan opens with the AI race talking point, Manhattan Project style. The future of the United States depends on us getting there first. Those are the talking points he's been fed by guys like Mark Andreessen and Peter Thiel, and he's reciting them like a good little boy without even realizing what he's fucking saying. And Tim just flips it in one sentence. My worry is that in the guise of fighting China, we're going to become China. Then he goes further. He names Palantir, describes that whole database merger. It is just so fucking wild to me that Tim Dillon has to sit there and explain that to Joe Rogan. That is just how far he's gone.
But the only thing that makes...
I talk a lot, but I don't seem to forget anything. That's a valid point. That's a valid point. I don't know. That's a very valid point. I talk as much as he does now. Nowadays, I talk just as much. I don't know. I tend to forget. I tend to remember when I've been duped. That's what really stands out to me. When I get duped, when I get hoodwinked, that really stands out. And I can't ignore it either. That's partly why I'm playing this video. I gotta be honest.
Makes me personally happy is that Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump just bought an island. That gives...
The Romanian people were really excited.
They're really excited.
Did you see how they were celebrating in the
I
streets?
believe they burned the prime minister's house, or the president, or whoever. They would just start lighting houses on fire. And that's coming, by the way. They just did it in Belfast. That's coming. I'm not calling for it. I'm not saying it's good, but it's coming. People on threads. It's fake. It's fake. It's so obvious. It's fake. It's all fake. So the only, and you know what? Again, I'm not calling for it. It's bad, but fire is real. People are going to start realizing that all this technology has just been set up to give you this idea that you have some effect, and all the while, Jared and Ivanka just go buy an island. That's what's happening.
Have you gotten any invites to any bunkers?
No, they're not.
Do you think you'd feel differently if you did?
I don't know. I
know you've had invites to do interesting things.
I've had invites to Thiel, and I've said no because I think, he'd probably sit me down and go, listen to me, you fat fuck. You're going to shut your mouth. And I'd sit there and I'd go, absolutely. If somebody said to me, a few people are going to survive, and it's just going to be you and these people, and everybody else is going to die, it's tough. How fun would it be, though? Is it fun? Is it fun if the whole world dies and I'm just sitting and having dinner with J.D. Vance and his wife?
The whole bunker thing, what if you did get... He talks about this, actually. I know that Podcast Cringe talks about this, but I mean, it seems like there is... Yeah, exactly. Oh, yes. You hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what I was getting to. Rogan said that like he has a few invites. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's what it seems like. And it just reminds me of that time. And I always used to shut people down when they bring it up. But when he was just like, if they tell me about the aliens, he's like, I'll lie to my mother. And a lot of people were like, that's when he sold his soul. That's when he sold his soul. And I was like, shut up. I'm like, that's so ridiculous. But that definitely reminds me of that time. Definitely reminds me. Joe Rogan, friend of the show, of course,
I mean, is that with Peter Thiel
eating steak?
Yeah, I mean, is that what we want? I don't know.
All right. So,
and just before he breaks this down, Tim did reveal that he was invited by Thiel to his house. And Thiel was very explicit in saying, I want to talk to you about media. he's like, I want to have a conversation about media. And Tim was like, no, I don't think so. The reason that Tim did that, he tells Rogan, this is maybe the last time, maybe the time before that he was on. He says the reason he did that is because he likes to make fun of these people. So he's like, so if I'm too close to these people, I can't make fun of them because then they have my number. We're friends. Can't exactly talk like that about friends. And and while he's doing that and talking about Teal, I remember I should have had this clip, but while he's doing that and talking about Teal, Rogan has to be like, Teal's actually a really good guy. He's actually a really great guy. Yeah. Like I've hung out with him. I've been to his house for dinner and, he's actually a really great guy. So the exact same thing that Tim's like, I don't want to do because it will lead to XYZ. Joe has to now do because he's friends with the guy. And it just makes so much sense. That's why I don't think I'm ever going to do that. I don't think you're ever going to see me with politicians unless it's like to hold them to what they've said in interviews or something like that. I don't even know if I would even get into that, but I think that's the only way. I don't know. I don't want to be, and I kind of feel that way about celebrities too. I think I'm just going to stay away from them because I want to make fun of them. I want to make fun of them, and I don't want to get a call. I don't want to get a call from anybody. So anyway, let's keep going here. Again, podcast cringe, great video, great breakdown he does right here. This is where he really gets to it too. Watch this.
Let's break this down because Rogan just completely exposed himself. We know that Joe Rogan has had dinners with Peter Thiel. We know he hosted the co-founder and chairman of Palantir Technologies for 3.5 hours on JRE, and they didn't even mention Palantir once the entire episode. In fact, his own description says co-founded Palantir Technologies, where he serves as the chairman, for fuck's sake. And then when Theo Von brought up Palantir months later last year, Rogan acted like he'd never heard of it. And now here he is asking Tim Dillon whether his opinions would change if he got invited to a billionaire's bunker. Do you think you'd feel differently if you did? The question is an admission and a confession. It's the new iteration of just come hang out at the mothership green room. Now it's, bro, just come hang out in my bunker. Whether Joe Bunker Rogan realizes it or not, he just outed himself because the obvious follow-up to that is, did Joe's opinions change when he got his invite? Did his politics shift when the billionaires let him in? Because looking at the last 2 years of JRE, the answer is staring us all in the fucking face. And credit to Tim there because he's so transparent about all of this. He says he was invited by Thiel and turned it down. He's the one disclosing it. Meanwhile, Rogan asks the question and volunteers absolutely fucking nothing about his own relationships. Now, I've been thinking about this for a while, so I want to put it out there. Here we go. Why does Joe Rogan keep having billionaires on his podcast? JRE started as a stoner comedian talking to fighters, comedians, and weirdos. It was long-form conversations with interesting people. Nobody was asking for Mark Andreessen's perspective on surveillance cameras. Nobody's petitioning for the CEO of Palantir's point of view. These are the richest, most powerful people on the planet. They already own the media and all the platforms and the infrastructure and the whole political system. They don't need a fucking platform. They own the platform. So why are they on JRE? Like, what is the public service here? Rogan's whole brand is built on just asking questions, but you choose who you're curious about, right? And when you keep choosing billionaires and when you sit across from the chairman of the biggest surveillance company in the world for 3.5 hours and never ask him a single meaningful question, that's called being a fucking puppet. Meanwhile, Tim Dillon is in full flight.
What is the motive of certain massive big donors? Is the motive the strength and prosperity of America, or is it the strength and prosperity of Israel? That's a fair question.
What about the rest of the world? Like, how much are we putting ourselves at odds with the rest of the world?
Indescribably the worst PR ever.
Man, there's only a few minutes left of the podcast of this episode. But again, just to give shout out to him, he does do great breakdowns. And again, opposite. Sorry, I meant to do this. He does do great breakdowns. If you want to hear somebody talk about the Rogan sphere in a negative way, he's definitely the guy for you. He talks about this stuff all the time, nonstop, and he's pretty good at it, man. He's pretty good at it. For some reason, it's not letting me scroll his videos. I don't know why it's not letting me scroll, but he has a whole bunch. You know, and I'll say a little bias because you can tell how he feels about things. But with that video, in terms of the relationship and Tim Dillon being very open about his relationship, Joe not being as super open about his own relationships with these people, he just hit the nail on the head, man. I mean, what we saw with Tim Dillon, definitely not a temperature check, definitely not the same type of heat that we saw with Theo Vaughn when he was on JRE, but just super similar. I mean, you just have these really big voices, really big comedic voices and otherwise coming on his show, and I don't know, it's like he just can't hang with them now. And honestly, and one of the questions that Podcast Cringe had is, why does he keep having billionaires on? Rogan's a billionaire in 2 years. 2 years he's a billionaire himself. Because what has it been? It's been a quarter. Before everything, Fear Factor was like one of the number one shows on NBC for the longest time. He's getting paid millions there, right? A lot of people don't realize that. News radio, there's a few millions, maybe like 1 or 2 millions there. Then on it, he owned a big part of that, and that company did well. That's not like a bad company or anything. I think he still owns a big part of it. So there's a bunch there as well. And let me grab that person real quick. Got you, buddy. So there's that. Then you got to think of Spotify. That's $250 million. Then again, $250 million. And I think we're going to the third, right? So we're near two years. 2 years he's a billionaire. I don't doubt it at all. So maybe that's why. $250 million? No. He already got paid. Someone thinks his net worth is $250 million. No. He already got paid $250 million. That was the first time he renewed that. He renewed that deal with Spotify, and they went with licensing, which is why he's back on YouTube now. Believe me, I've been following this very close. I didn't put that thing there for nothing, but he already renewed that. And I think it might have been less. So the first time was $250 million. I think the second time might have been 150 to $250 million as well. So we're sitting on anywhere from 300 million to $500 million right there. And then you have to factor in the companies and everything that was going on. So we're looking at around 600 to 700 million, right? And obviously he could have lost a bunch and this and that, but I doubt it. I doubt it very highly. Anyway, let me just grab that. I am pretty quick with it. I gotta admit, your boy's pretty quick with it, Anyway, let's keep going here. Let's jump over to these coffees. Let's jump over to these super chats. I don't even know what's going on in coffee world. I haven't been over here in a while, but let's check it out. But yeah, it is weird what's going on with Rogan, but I still like him. I like his show. I like it. I like that you can watch Tim Dillon and, someone called them booty hole bots. Oh my gosh. Do you know something I don't know about these bots? Do you know something I don't know about these bots? I don't know. But I do like his show. I like that you can go watch some things and interesting conversations and whatnot, as you do. But yeah, there's some stuff popping up. Let's go here. Let's jump into these coffees. Should I jump in the coffees first? There's a lot of super chats to go through today. Let's check it. Let's check out some coffees. There's no videos today. I don't think. Let me scroll down here. Okay, there's no videos. We're safe today from the wild video people, which I do like. In the photo, of Erika with her parents, her dad has an uncanny resemblance to Victor Marx, possibly related somehow. Please show me that picture. I do not know what picture you're talking about. Julian needs to be on JRE. Yeah, you're right. Julian Dory on JRE, that does need to happen. That does need to happen. It really does. But people get kind of not starstruck, but they kind of get like, they don't really know what to do on shows. If you watch Tim Dillon lets loose. He lets loose. He goes. You see Theo lets loose. But there's some people who get on there. Who gets on there? This is a great example. I talk about it all the time. If you know who Mike Benz is, Benz or Z, however you want to say it, Mike Benz, he gets on the JRE. If you watch him on his regular channel on X, this guy is just outspoken and he's funny and all these things. And then when he is on Joe Rogan's podcast, he's wearing a suit and he's very just like, yes, let me tell you about this. Okay, let me break down this. He's a completely different person. And that's what some people do. Some people just they go, okay, I don't want to be bad. I want to look good on here. I don't want to seem crazy. But Mike Benz changes. Like, go watch his episodes when he's on the JRE. It's like, this is a different person. He needs to just be that guy. I don't know why he does that. Mike Benz. Mike Benz is a man. He is. Check him out. Check him out if you don't know who he is. He has a crazy amount of information. Just a nutty amount of information. He's like a male Whitney Webb. That's what he's like. But that Erika photo that you're talking about there, that Erika photo, please let me know what exactly that is, or show me that photo. If someone can show me that photo, I am 100% open. You think everybody thinks everybody's compromised? Some people think Mike Benz is compromised. Like, there's always somebody who thinks that, because their end game is like, listen to me. they're just not saying it though. They slowly like, no, that person's compromised. No, that guy's compromised. And then when you really get down to it, they're like, you should listen to me. you should check out what I have to say, because I'm not compromised. But the rest of them, they're compromised. I can't see them. Oh, I'm usually so quick with it. I can't see them. There you are. Gotcha. Bang. So the next one is Eyes is One, #1 fan from the, what is this? Wirral? What is this? Can I zoom this in a little bit? From the what? The Wirral, England? I have no idea how to say it. Wirral? I've never seen that word in my life. England. A lot of males in my family have long hair, honoring our Viking ancestry. It actually suits the men, but I hate it on the boys. It looks scruffy, in my opinion. I know exactly what you mean. Makes them look hot and sweaty. Even mistaking them for girls. Exactly. Yeah, I've seen that tons of times. I bribe my grandsons to get their hair cut. Anyway, keep on keeping on, coach. Big love. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that millions of times. Millions and millions and millions of times. I know exactly what you mean. It just looks messy all the time. But that's how you have to keep it if you want them to, grow into it, right? That's how I would have my hair too. I'd have it like a Viking. That's pretty much what I would do all the time. I would have my hair like a Viking. So I can't hate on you guys. Right? I'd have it like Thor all day. I worked as a jailer for 10 years. I made it a game to try and get the women to shave their head. Hey, man. Hey. Are you telling us about something illegal here? I got 4.5. I feel like that's pretty cool. Was all in good fun. I love the women despite their choices. We had a good time. Bald heads look good, brother. Bald head looks good, brother. Hey, man. Jeez. My kid sounds like a grown person stomping through the house. Are you allowed to do that? You got ladies to shave their heads, man? I don't know if that's okay. Is that okay? I don't know. Do we have to report this person? I don't know. Sounds crazy. Thank you for bringing light in this dark world. You helped start my farm days with laughter, and that is priceless. Also, you knowing the theme song to Three's Company, you are definitely my people. Sending love and light back at you and your beautiful family. Oh, of course. How do you not know the theme songs of Three's Company? My mom used to make me watch old stuff, though. I used to have to watch Golden Girls. I used to watch Golden Girls all the time. Oh yeah, I used to have to watch Golden Girls. My mom's from Barbados. They love like English stuff, so I used to have to watch EastEnders. You know what EastEnders is? Monty Python, all sorts of crazy movies that kids shouldn't be watching. Oh man, surgeries. My mom used to love to watch surgeries, so I'm a kid just watching surgeries on kidneys and stuff. They used to show that stuff on TV. I don't know if they still do. Oh my gosh, the stuff I had to watch. Yeah, you know about EastEnders? I'm telling you, EastEnders. I used to have to watch that all the time. All the time I had to watch EastEnders. I know that show up and down. Intelligent and adorable. Hilarious hunk. Go coach, go. Go coach Colin. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Someone bought me a coffee. I would assume that's a man because I have that effect. I mean, you know, whether man or woman, you know, I have that effect. I just know it to be true. Ed Franks, Mint Daddy crew member. You should look at Tony Lapidus on YouTube if you want to see hilarious impersonations of Patrick Bet-David. I have a comedian friend, New York comic, does a lot of sports stuff, but he also has a hilarious Patrick Bet-David impression, like just incredible Patrick Bet-David impression. He's really, really good at it. Here, let me see here. You talking about Tony Lapidus? Let's see if it pops up. Oh, it pops up quick. Okay. That means, oh, this guy. Oh, yeah, of course. This guy's incredible. Oh, yeah, I know exactly who this guy is. I'm surprised it's not one of his top things. Oh, yeah. Okay. Here. Let me find the P. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, this guy's hilarious. Here, let me throw this guy up on the screen real quick. This guy's so funny. It's Tate. Here, let me see here.
First of all, President Trump, I just want to say, as somebody who was born in Iran, grew up in Iran, and fled Iran, thank you for taking out Khamenei. I just want to say thank you for that, guy.
Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. It's very simple. And, when you think about it, I actually did it for you. I remember you saying, Patrick, that you didn't like him. You said, the way he's been with you and your family and your people.
About, yeah, when the American Air Force takes out a leader like Khamenei, what exactly is the movements of the planes, guy?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that guy's great. That guy's great. In fact, when I do my impression, when I say dollars, that's where I learn to emphasize the dollars because of this guy right here. He does a great impression of Patrick Bet-David. He's an interesting guy, very interesting guy. You see him get taken in by certain things he gets taken in by, but it's okay. I've seen because he's Philadelphian. He might be. He might not be. I might be wrong. He might not be Philadelphia. He seems a little Philadelphia. He seems like it to me, but it's okay. Yeah. He has fun. Tony Lapidus. I had no idea that was his name. I've never heard the guy's name. I've only seen clips of him here and there. Interesting dude. Let's keep going here. But his Trump impression could use some work. I gotta say, you gotta really sell it when it comes to this type of thing. Hold on, there's a troll in there. Let me get the trolls. I have the best and biggest trolls in all of live stream land. There's no one who has bigger and better trolls than I do, okay? Everyone knows that I've had trolls for the longest time. Black, white, they all come when I'm doing real well. And, you know, it's a sign that you're doing well when you have trolls. I go to some people's live streams. I say, there's no trolls here. Seems like you're having a little problem. You know, a big podcast like mine, biggest podcast. We get a lot of trolls, okay? A lot of guys with small wieners deciding to troll. And that's okay, okay? Anyway. Someone else says, so great to catch up on the live. I'm late, but it's also extremely late in Australia. What's with Jesse on fire with Balix and that bogus CK being alive theory? Oh my gosh. First off, Australia. I mean, you guys have no idea how much I love Australia. The first 200 subscribers I ever had were all of them from Australia. All of them. It was so good. You know, they are the ones. My first subscriber ever from Australia. So absolutely have a passion for Australia. I've never been there, but I would love to go. I'd love to meet those people who first subscribed. Although I'm a much different person now, so maybe they don't like me anymore. Who knows? But Australia, great place. I don't know about Jesse on fire with Balix. I have not seen anything. I haven't seen what you're talking about. I'm guessing from what you're saying, they're both talking about Charlie being alive. Balix will talk about anything. Balix is just looking to stay relevant, and he thought for sure that he would have a huge part of the conservative base on his side if he attacked Candace. And when he saw how badly it backfired and how much credibility he lost, he acted like it never happened. Then he waited a little bit. He apologized to her very sheepishly, didn't actually address her, could have sent her a video, could have made a video only about apologizing to her, didn't do it. As far as I know, didn't send her any personal message apologizing. He will do anything to stay relevant. That's all this is. Lost his company. Now he's trying to rebuild. So he is just, I don't buy him for a second. I don't care who's on his show. I don't care what they're talking about. Don't care. I don't buy Balix for a second. But if Jesse was on there, that's cool. It is still cool, you know, because we all grew up with Balix, you know. It would be cool. I always wanted to be on his show. You know, I'd be like, oh, I want to, you know, or have him on mine. I've always wanted that. But now it's just like, I don't know. But yeah, I'll have to check it out. You had me rubbing your head this morning when someone commented, were you wearing a bald cap? Talking about reality show stars being more susceptible to MK reminded me of this video I saw recently of Tiffany New York Pollard, with her commenting during an interview, I've already died. I'm not alive. I inhabit this shell, but this is not me. Huh. Okay. I think I have to find that. So I will. Tiffany New York Pollard. And that's what she said. So when you see me, you see a ghost because I'm already gone. Wow. She said that. That's interesting. You know what? That's very similar to what you know, the black guy who was in what's the Black Marvel? Come on, say it. What's the Black Marvel thing? Why do I want to say Jaguar? It's not Jaguar. Someone say the Black Marvel thing. Someone say that. Say the movie that I'm thinking of. T'Challa. What movie is that? Why can't I think of that movie? Someone say it for me. Black Panther. There you go. Okay. I'm thinking Black Jaguar. Black Panther. So the guy that was in that movie, he actually said something very similar to that. Someone was interviewing him and he's like, I'm already gone. He's like, I'm already gone, man. And he was just smiling and he was laughing. He's like, I'm already gone. And they were like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? And he was just, he just kept on repeating that. And then later on he passed away and they claimed that it was cancer that he passed from. So I don't know. Why you not knowing the movie telling you well, I'm telling on myself? I don't know the movie. You think I watched that movie? Oh, believe you me, your boy did not watch that movie. Uh, I'm an X-Men guy. If it's X-Men, I want to see it. Black Panther, I don't care to see Black Panther. I didn't even read that comic book. Get out of here. I think I'm reading that. Don't worry. Let me see. Let me see here. Yeah, Panther. Now 1 million people are going to say Panther. Okay. No problem. No problem. I sent you a video. No bullet, no autopsy, no burial. Man, I would like, I sent you the video on Instagram because I could not locate it on YouTube, provide the title for you to look up, but there's another video of Ariana Grande talking about going through mind erasure. I've seen this video. So many people will claim that video is a joke, and it's just like, what are you talking about? Like, what joke? I can definitely see how stars are more trapped than we all realize. And once they make it in the spotlight, it's like they are also cataloged and chosen to play out for certain purposes. Yep. 100%. Much like a catalog of girls in a beauty competition. You're on to something. He'll be, you know exactly what you're talking about. I get what you're putting down there. In my completely uninformed opinion, of course, we're all uninformed. Oh, it's fine. Anywho, finally got my husband to start listening to your show too. He was cracking up at your Prez Orange voice. He was just there listening and had to look at his screen because he thought it was truly Prez Orange saying the most unhinged stuff. Realized it was you. Sending love and prayers to you and your coach family. Thank you so much. Chadwick. Yeah, that's the guy's name. I kept saying the black dude. Yeah, Chadwick. He said that same thing. It was very weird. It was weird because he was smiling and like laughing about it. That's why it was so weird. It was like, okay. He wasn't somber about it, you know, just very much like it was just hilarious. Let me see here. See, while I'm reading, it's harder to see through everything while I'm reading. Anyway, let's jump over here. Oh, I didn't read this one yet. EK is so fake. I'm tired of all of them using God to make themselves appear holy. They're not doing it to just appear holy. They're doing it to pull people in who love God. It's a deception more than it is just them wanting to appear a certain way. Do you think the people who plan to take CK out will ever be held accountable? This is just insane. Thank you for always bringing the truth and so much comedy. Mama, love you and Mrs. Coach and the babies. Thank you so much. Someone... I love that you have to say this in order to get your point across. Please stop with the booty hole prolapse talk. Gross. Why don't you stop with the booty hole prolapse talk? We weren't even talking about that just now. We were talking about Black Panther and we were reading some coffees. And you just chime in. You just chime in with this whole booty hole prolapse talk. It's not on us. That's on you. We were just hanging out. You just jumped in the conversation. We weren't looking for that. We weren't looking for none of that. Anyway. Noted. We'll stop the booty hole prolapse talk. Oh my God. You're the only one in the chat talking about it. You just brought it up out of nowhere. Everybody's just like, yeah, his name was Chadwick. Yeah, no, Black Panther. Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, what happened with Charlie Kirk? Excuse me. Somebody's talking about booty hole prolapse. Can you please stop? Huh? What? Everybody's like, oh my gosh, you need to leave. Anyway, my 3-year-old son with the tism is mostly nonverbal, but has a new vocal stem thanks to you. No way. Actually, will you give Mac an actually shout out? Keep up the great work. Mac. Well, Mac, actually, your mother may not like the whole actually thing, but I think that it's very good. Actually, Mac, you're correct and Mama's wrong. There you go. Just havoc in the house now. Oh my gosh. Shout out to you. Shout out to Mac. What's going on, Mac? Hope you're good. Always sharing the latest. Thank you. Appreciate you. Someone, your humor and belly laughter help me and so much others digest the pure evil we are waking up to from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Appreciate you. Aggie girl. Aggie. So glad you're bringing up this about EK. I've been thinking about this for a long time. Look at her eyes before they were married and after they were married. Yes, she's a different woman, in my opinion, of course. Appreciate all that you're doing, Coach. Yeah, no, you're 100% right. I feel like Candace even brought up something about the eyes that I have to look into. That baby's shrieking right now. Man. Jeez, that baby is shrieking right now. Shout out to the wife. Hope you're doing good, honey. I love you. Two things. One, if EK is lying, why is she lying? Was she a part of the whole dark scheme? Two, the retooling thing is creepy. If somebody said they were going to do a retooling prayer for me, I might feel threatened and defend myself. I might run for my life. That is creepy. He gives me the ick. Talking about Victor Marks, I would assume. No, thank you. Get away from me. Although I never get tired of watching your podcast. I get in the car and tune in. That's great. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that either. There'd be no chance. No chance. I mean, even certain people, if they're like, "Can I pray for you?" I've had big Christian influencers send me messages like that, and I'm like, no, I'm good. Like they'll try and be like, I am going to pray for you, or can I tell you what I'm seeing? And I'll be like, no, I have my own relationship with God. Like, no. And they'll try and do it anyways. And I'm like, okay, there's something weird going on because you're just like randomly doing this for some reason. And I don't get why. So I move away from it right away. I don't allow people to do that, honestly. That's just me though. That's just me. Ghost.com, zeroghost.com. I saw the ad that you guys did with Candace and I understood. As soon as I saw the ad, I was like, oh yeah, they wanted me to help write that ad. I'm so sorry that I completely spaced on that. But you guys did great work. You had Candace talking about Brigitte's hands and Gary not so tactical. And you could tell she was having fun reading that ad. You guys did a great job. That was solid. That was really solid. They say here, what's the difference between our privacy phones and Brian Harpole? One of them actually protects people. All right. I get that. Good. Ghost phone, friend of the show. Zero Ghost, friend of the show. That is hilarious. Yeah. No, you guys did great with Candace. Shout out to you guys. Great job. And I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check out what you guys are about. I'm very interested because that is a thing that's popping up. We're not as secure as we think we are. Lauren H. When I first saw the security team leap into action, I thought to myself, my first thought was that I'd never seen such bravery. They didn't even seem to care about their own well-being during an active situation. It was striking. Now I know it's because they knew they weren't in any danger. Well, it's hard because Victor Marks, he knew for some reason he knew, and he messaged Erika and he was like, hey, don't even worry about it. It's just Charlie they're after. You're completely safe. Yeah. So you could be right. You could be right. Somebody seemed to know. Victor knew. Some other people knew. It's weird. It's weird. Bucky's logo tattoo on my head right here. Nah, they would have to pay big. They'd have to pay big money for that. I mean, big money. It'd be crazy. They'd have to give me a Bucky's location. They'd have to give me my own location. Oh yeah, that's what they'd have to do. Keep up the great work. I always enjoy your videos, and congrats on your newest adorable addition to the family. Thank you so much. We do appreciate you. Is this mitochondriac? Huh. Why could I read that word? Anyway, thanks for all the lemur laughter today. Funny you talk about D3 today. Lemurs worship the sun. Oh, I didn't know that. You were correct about your dark skin, but consuming D3 will not help your brain and does hurt your ability to produce it yourself. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Nope. Does not hurt your ability to produce it yourself. You also have more protection for the bad stuff, like bad. I don't know if you meant to say that NN-EMF and LED because you're dark skin. Anyways, just people need to try and get their sun, especially today. We need the brain protection. That's interesting. Hope I'm delivering this correct. Pretty sure I learned from the best. Okay, aka Melanin Monroe. Is there a doctor that calls himself Melanin Monroe? Get out of here. Come on. There's no way. There's no way that's real. Is that real? I almost want to look it up. All right, Coach. I got off this night. You have no idea how much I needed this laughter you bring to a struggling and stressed out audience. How much needed laughter you bring to a struggling and stressed out audience. The Baron cross stream was epic and couldn't be faked if you tried. I laughed until I cried. You're truly a gift to us all. So here's a gift for you. Thanks for sharing your talents with us. That was crazy. That Baron thing was crazy. That was magical. I couldn't believe it. We didn't even message each other about it. I didn't even write to him. I should have been like, hey man, that was great. We didn't even message each other about that. That's how cool we were about it. We were just like, there you go. Bang. Yeah. Give the people what they want. Excellent work, Coach Colin. Man, the white lemur hands. I laughed, cried so hard. Here's to Erika. May she live a long, long life. Yes, we all pray safety for Erika. We want nothing bad to happen to her whatsoever. And we hope that we hope she is doing good. We hope she's doing good. I watch every day with a smile, but tonight you had me laughing so hard I was hunched over crying. In sync with you. Man, I needed that. You're authentically hilarious and so incredibly appreciated. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Let's keep going. I want to blow my nose so bad. I'm not going to. They're going to come back and say pieces of the glass are from the window being busted out while they were driving Charlie to the hospital. Did that actually happen though? I don't think that happened. I could be wrong though. That would be the perfect out for them to just say it was window glass. You guys are 100% wrong. Because the door was open. Rick is holding Brian. I don't know. I don't think that happened, but yeah, you could be right about that. They're going to come back and say, I've been a fan for months. Yes, Candace is my favorite, but you are my go-to for lighthearted, hilarious commentary. Your lives get me through my day. Shh, don't tell anyone. I've recently set up so I can chat. I'm kind of technologically illiterate, but I wanted to support you in some way. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. RSB. Thank you so much. Candace mentioned she believed it to be Lance, not Tyler, in the maroon shirt. Okay. So we are at the end of those, and I'm positive somebody else has sent more because I can see them popping up on my phone here. Let's check it out. Let's see if they actually showed it. Big Goy Poloi. Let's see here. So I shared with your wife a while back, and I forgot to share it with you just in case it's a joke. I learned at 3 and never forgot. When are policemen smelly? When they are on duty. Oh, my wife would like a joke like that. She would like that joke for sure. Her dad would like that joke too. I'm a troll. Rock and roll is king. Okay. The photo. Okay. Did I read this one already? No, I didn't. The photo that Candace took of the charred remains, it looks like as if the left hand side of that device has a cylinder like area, as if you were going to plug in a 2.5 millimeter headphone jack. Also, when you showed the shards, it looked like a headphone jack. Oh man, please tell me where you saw that. Please let me know where you saw that. Yeah, okay, so that's the end of the coffees there. Let's jump over to these supers. Let's jump over to the supers. Oh, there's a bunch of supers. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go way over today. I'm already over. Here, let me see if I can do something quickly. With the boy, the man himself. Hey, can you quickly push back that community post for me to about 1:45 p.m. EST or 12:45 CST? There you go. Let's see. Jacob's the best. Hands down, the best. The best. Just wanted to say I miss you guys. Sorry, I've been MIA. Life is ramped up for the summer, so I'm constantly on the go. But ministry is growing in Jesus' name. That's great. Love you, coach and wifey. Y'all killing it. Mint crew for life. Thank you so much, Holy Fire Luna. And I'm glad to hear that that's happening. That is important. Grow the ministry. Grow the ministry. You know? It's the best thing to do. When Erika said her daughter won't walk down the aisle with her dad, she should have broken. Exactly. She should have broken into tears, but no, emotionless is right. Not normal. That's the part I forgot to bring up. You know, that's exactly what you would think would happen to somebody when they said something like that, when they pictured that, right? You would think that would make sense. That would be a reasonable response. But only what happens after, as she's talking, she realizes maybe I should get a little emotional, then kind of tries to do the voice crack, then just goes like this, and there's nothing there. Time and time again. Nisi's last 2 vids about Erika are fire. Funny too. I'll have to check that out. I'll have to check out her videos. I haven't seen those in a while. Maybe we'll cover one tomorrow. Watching EK is like watching Amber Heard cry on the stand and of the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial. Yeah, true. That was a crazy trial, huh? She crapped on the bed. What? She crapped on the bed and that's real? It's a real thing she did? Holy Lance 1. Oh, Holly Lance, sorry. I've never laughed so hard in my life watching the lemur hands incident with you and Baron. It reminded me of the scene from the movie Spaceballs when they're watching Radar. You have to play it. I can't play an actual movie, but I know exactly what you're talking about. I refuse to let military-connected online talking heads strip away my God-given ability to know when someone is fake crying. Well said. Well said. Very well said. I love that you just said that. Perfect. Let's go. I missed the Buc-ee's hat. Oh, man. It's only been like 3 hours. It's right here, too. You know that? It's right here. Yeah. I'll put it on like this. There you go. Bro, trans like state, not trans like state. I don't care. You know, that's the type of thing, you know, Candace, I forget which episode it was. She's like, I'm going to say something about the military. Please don't send me 1,000 emails about it. It's going to be okay. That's exactly what she said. I've never felt anything she said more. It's just like, man, people hear something like mispronounced and they're like, I have to send them an email. It's like, hey, no, you don't. You're wasting an email. Okay. You're just making it so they think they have to build more data centers. You're sending emails about mispronounced words. It's crazy. But not you. Yours is very welcome. Sup CC, looking rejuvenated with the weight loss journey. Yeah, I am. I rejuvenate every week by eating a pizza or eating a lot of pasta. They call it a refeed, which I'm cool with. It's like a real thing. Supposed to, get more glycogen in your body. You're not supposed to just stay like low calorie all the time. So I love it. So I did that. I had my medicine. It was a whole pizza. With my daughter. It was great. Inspirational stuff, mate. Mad props. Thanks for the daily dose of laughter with tears all. Your approach to comedy should be studied, man. Oh, thank you so much, man. I do appreciate that. Really, really appreciate that. No hat today. You look totally different. I know. This is how I look. You can take the bald cap off. I saw some people commenting, they're like, because it's summertime. I'm actually cold right now. If it's hot, I definitely will wear a hat when it's hot, because when it's hot and I don't have a hat on, my head, it would be like 20, it would be shining. It would be so bright and so shiny. I don't know why. I have no idea why, but if I'm cold, it's fine. Right? When it's hot, it just shines. It's like there's oil in my head and it just comes out or something. I don't know. Someone smarter than me knows why. When were those pictures in the SUV taken and by whom? Who had access to the SUV once the security team exited and before the cleanup? Law enforcement? Yes, Candace said early on when she showed the first photo she had that they were from law enforcement. That's what she was saying. Or I believe she might have even said the term a leaker from the bureau that gave her those pictures. They're the only people that would have access. Well, law enforcement, they're the only ones that would have access. So I wonder. And she could be throwing us off the scent because she doesn't want to get her leaker in trouble. She could have said the bureau when she really meant, or when it was really someone from like Utah law enforcement. Could be that. But I don't think she's going to let that source go, because they definitely hooked her up. Look at the images of the Galaxy Note. We did. Thank you so much for that. I do appreciate that. It looked great. If you type in battery, you will see more. Even planes banned. Oh, yeah. They were banned from a lot. It was a real problem having batteries that can come out of phones, especially with the Androids. It was crazy. Let me see here. What do we got next? Is that the tinfoil from the LiPo battery? What Candace was trying to identify under the mat in the back seat? I'll have to look into that. Where's the pen? There it is. I have to look into that. That's actually foil under. It already came out. Seat. Sorry to let you know so short notice. If it already came out, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Period. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. My fault. It was my fault, not your fault. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that. The foil under the seat. I don't think so. I think she was right on saying it was one of those big, I think it's a warming blanket or something like that. I think that's what it was, but that is a good idea. Coach, you look good without a hat. I think your head is celebrating its independence a little early this week. Much respect. Much respect and love to you and your lovely family and the chat. Happy 4th. That's so funny. The independence. My head, yeah, I don't even know when it happened, but there is an Independence Day for my head. Definitely. There was a day where all the hair fell out and I was just like, I gotta shave my head. I was like 19 when it happened, 18 or 19. I was like, well, we gotta get going. We gotta do this. I'm not walking around with the George Costanza. Think I'm doing the George Costanza? Are you out of your mind? That's crazy. The Tim Pool. It's gross. My son said to tell you we need mama merch. Mama merch. Mama, they trying to make some merch about how I'll be talking to you. And they saying that, the way I say mama, they gonna make it and put on shirts. Oh, baby, that's just how much of a shill you become. You a caricature of your former self, baby. And everybody can see it. That's why they act like you a cartoon and they want to make merch about you, baby. It ain't got nothing to do with me, everything to do with you. Mama, when you become so philosophical? Anyway. Whomever took the picture should have analyzed every bit. Well, I don't think they had time. I think they were taking picture like they would take pictures when somebody passes away in a car or outside the car and is in the car. Extremely intelligent operation. Yeah. Love you, coach. Much respect. Yeah, that's us. I sent a clear picture of the burnt PC on your IG. Really? Let me see. You sent a burnt. How do you even have a clear picture? How did you get a clear picture? I assume it's in my requests. Oh, there's so many requests. I don't know how I'd ever find it. Well, what's your name? Ellen? I don't know how I would ever find it. Oh, there's no way. There's no way. You know why? You know why there's so many requests? Here, you want me to show you? Here, I'll show you. I'll show you why. There's too many people, and they're all replying to something I posted. So now it's like just going crazy. Here, check it out. It is Jesse Smollett. Look at this. What is going on? He's dancing. Guys, it's Jesse. Are you kidding me? What's happening? Since when? Here, this is even the worst one. This isn't even the bad one. This is the bad one. Look at this. What is happening? Listen to this voice. What? What? Oh, listen to him, what he says right here. Oh, play it. This guy puts up the Black Panther fist. I ain't hurt no more. Hurt from what? You lied about what happened. You staged it yourself. Didn't you get arrested? What are you talking about? I ain't hurt no more. Get out of here. He sings and dances. Who knew? I didn't know that. Did you guys know that? I didn't know that was a thing. So I posted that. Now there's all these people. They're laughing at it. And so there's just too many messages now. It's crazy. It's getting buried every 10 seconds. I ain't hurt no more. Hurt? You were never hurt. You hired two Nigerian dudes. Didn't even have the wherewithal to hire white dudes. You're not hurt anymore. Get out of here. Anyway. It's crazy. Oh my God. Anyway. So it's gonna be hard to get through. It's gonna be hard to get through for a quick minute. God forbid, if anything ever happens to me, I want Erika to take over, and I want this clip to be played over loud Euro techno EMT. That's Charlie making a mystery. And for God's sakes, if Candace Owens asks to see the video, don't show it to her. I don't want her to have any kind of closure, you understand? Please, just take over the company. Please berate her. Please make my company a laughingstock. I can't stress this enough, guys. Never know, maybe. Who are we? Who are we? You know, we didn't know him as well as Blake did. So, you know. New Turning Point USA movement. B plugs for all. Come on. Who is this bald guy who took over the channel? Gifted. Oh, my wife. Gifted 5. She's doing that again. Oh gosh. She's just throwing it. It's fine. It's fine. Whoa. Who is this? 20 memberships? Thank you, man. That's crazy. Lemur Handler merch. Oh, I see what you did there. Lemur Handler. I get it. Lemur Handler. You get it? Because lemur hands. Handler. I get it. I'm a dad now. I get dad jokes. Angel and her family is just the George Foreman of Zeo Rangers. Everyone's an angel. Love you all. Christ is King. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. That's so funny. Coach, many people have known Candace and Turning Point personally. Why do they all turn on Candace? Do you really think it's as simple as money, or is there something more to it? I would think I wouldn't turn on my real friend. Yeah. I don't even know if it is money. I mean, listen, if they're at all fearful of their life at all, that would do it. You don't need money in that equation. If there is a fear of something happening to them, it's just like, okay, just attack everybody. Who cares? Like, who cares? Who cares how stupid this video seems? Who cares how dumb that sounds? Let's just do what the people in the background are telling us to do, because we don't want what happened to Charlie to happen to us. There is that element, because at one point, 72 hours, like we saw in the video, Candace said her and Andrew cried together, and Andrew told her it was supposed to be you and that there's a list. I think at that point he was telling the truth, and I think after that he was like, oh, I can't say anything else. Like, this is done. I can't say another word. And he hasn't communicated with Candace since. So, or has he? I don't even know. The CEO is prolapsing Andrew and Turning Point daily. Did you get a chance yet to watch the video Blackline Brief, March 20th, 2025? Charlie says he's concerned about betrayal from his inner circle. Must watch. Don't miss it. Yeah, I did see that. I just forgot to pull it up today. I actually did see that. Lemur Hands. Lemur Hands is amazing. Lemur Fund. Should I get one? Is that what you guys are suggesting? I know Poppy Lemur Hands. Oh my gosh. Why do you hide your Targaryen lineage by shaving your head? Oh my gosh. That right there, just you saying that makes me want to rewatch that show. Just hearing the name Targaryen makes me want to rewatch the whole show right there. Happy 4th to you as well. Hope you have a good week celebrating with the fam. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. You as well. If you need help with addictions, look up Catholic in Recovery. I love it. People are not judged. We need to be God strong for the future. I have never heard of that. I guess that's a beacon for anybody who is struggling right now. O says MK Baldra. Oh, that's solid. That's very solid. When is Christine Fikiti? Did I say it right? I don't know. Delivering your new background as you. I don't know. I keep forgetting to communicate with her. I keep forgetting to message her. I should have messaged her 100 times by now. It's on me to message her, not the other way around. I have to get to that. Whoop whoop. I finally caught up on all the Coach and Candace live streams. Hands behind your back. Another 5 from the wife. Oh, she's just throwing it. It's fine. Thank you, honey. Appreciate you. Let me keep going here. That's me that was talking about The Eyes Wide Shut. Oh, okay. Yeah, I couldn't find you in Instagram because I remember that's where you messaged me. Oh, the researcher, my researcher Lainey, she says she doesn't care about being mentioned at all. Well, that is the person. She's handling business. Eyes Wide Shut. Yeah. I couldn't find you on Instagram, but yeah, I remember when you mentioned that, looking at Nicole Kidman as the bad guy in that movie. And there's still so much to break down because I'm going through the parts I can remember. I remember the movie pretty well. I've watched it like 10 times, but still, there is something to that. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. We're gonna have to talk about that more. I'm gonna have to talk about that with you, actually. So I want your insight into that, Rebecca, if you could. The video you put out about Mama reacting. Is that what we're going to call him? If people start seeing Officer Tatum in the streets and just going, Mama, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. He's going to come after me, guys. Mama reacting to the Hello Fresh ad was some of your best work. That wasn't me. I watched it blind. I didn't even know what he was going to say. Your Prez Orange impression is one of the best ones out there. Thank you very much. One day, I'm hoping one day to get to do that impression with Shane Gillis. And Shane is doing his and I am doing mine. That's what I'm hoping. You know? Baby, one day. You know? The clip is at 2 hours, 7 minutes, 30 seconds to the left of the circle. Which clip? For what video are you speaking about? Let me know in the comments if you know. Oh man, I would love to know which video you're talking about. It can't be Candace because that's 2 hours. Candace doesn't do anything. That's 2 hours. Question everything? Oh, no. Anyway, well, let me know. I would love to understand what you're talking about. A psychic on YouTube actually said he got in contact with Charlie and Erika's soul is not in her body anymore. I've heard that before. I don't know about that. I always felt like that was weird because you're saying a psychic, but it was actually a remote viewer. And I always thought remote viewing didn't work that way. So I found it very weird. I was like, what do you mean? Like, how are you contacting him? And you're going into heaven and like, what's happening? Like, let me know what your, like, I want to know what that person's breakdown of heaven, hell, and earth is. Because if they're just like, well, there is none, I'll be like, oh, okay, I understand you. Okay. You know, because Charlie had an understanding of, being a good servant and going back to Christ, and going back to source, going back to God, being in heaven. And he lived a life where he wouldn't be tethered, unless there's some weird occult tethering going on. But he lived a life where he wouldn't be tethered and he wouldn't feel like I haven't done enough. In fact, he would feel like exactly what he set out to do has been done and it's being put into motion and he fulfilled his purpose. So that would have him just go. How would you be able to get in contact with him now? You gotta be careful, man. Those people get deceived so often and they don't realize it. They just don't realize it. He took dance lessons with Mikey. Oh man, Mikey never needed lessons for those hips. Mikey was just doing that all on his own. Coach, you should get a long ponytail like a kung fu movie guy, like Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat. Get one of those going. Daisy Baby, do you think the piece of cloth could have been self-adhesive sports wrap 4-inch? Which piece of cloth? Are you talking about the photo we were showing? Self-adhesive. No. The reason that, I mean, if you're talking about the picture that I was showing, no, I don't think that, because I don't think you would pull that out in that situation. You know, I like, if it was something that could be teared open, that is not the thing you would tear open, because you wouldn't want any self-adhesive going on Charlie at all, anywhere. you'd want to move way away from that, way away from that. Let's keep going here. Yeah, Ian's back. Like, for the most part, Ian's Wolverine. So, like, you got to understand, he's going to do what he wants. So sometimes he might be back. Other times he might be like, nah, I'm gone for a month. You know, he's Wolverine. Like, I'm not wrong about that. He is Wolverine. Ask anybody. Anybody will tell you. He's Wolverine. So he'll be back sometimes. But, you know, other times he might be like, you know what? Not coming back for a minute. He's just like that. Let's keep going here. Let me see. Sometimes the coffees, for some reason, they just don't renew. They don't renew themselves. See, only one came through, but I know there's more. Okay, so 2 came through. Okay, so we'll read these quick. Let's go. The pick they have is the mic in the SUV. Can I share a pic with you? Just share it on Instagram. Don't worry. We don't have to make it too complicated. Share it on X, share it on Instagram. Make sure it's not a link. I'll never click your links. Nobody's going to get me to click links. Not happening. Thank you for making this Monday morning bearable. You make me laugh, and I needed that this morning. I'm very glad I could do that. Always glad when I can do that for people. Means a lot. I know that when I was going through all of my stuff, when I was younger, laughter was the only thing that could keep me going. And I had the Chappelle Show and Dave Chappelle's comedy specials and, you know, just all sorts of stuff like that to get me through it. And I'd love to hear that now I'm getting people through things just that same way. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And I love it. So thank you guys so much. Here, I'm just going to make sure any other ones didn't come through. No. Okay. We're all good here, guys. Thank you guys so much. I do appreciate it. We're at almost 4 hours. Okay. We went way over this time. So I must say bye. We will be back tomorrow. Candace will not be here today. Baron should be here today. And in fact, I think he'll be going earlier. I'm pretty sure. If not, I would be surprised, but I think he's going to go earlier. He says he likes, when Candace is off, he likes to be able to go earlier and go to sleep at a decent time. So I would imagine he's going to be able to do that today. So I will not be live to connect with Baron like we did before, but you might see me in the chat. You might see me bouncing around in the chat a little bit here and there. But thank you guys so much. I do appreciate you guys. And I will be back tomorrow, maybe with a hat, maybe with hair. Who knows? Maybe a small hat. Maybe I'll have a small hat. But I'll see you guys soon, man. Thank you guys for coming up. And we are back. I'm sorry for last week. We're back now. So thank you guys for showing up today. I appreciate you guys so much, and we'll be on time. You watch, you wait and see. We'll be on time. Watch.